You're in Braves country.
Drink like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub boat. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do.
It's entertainment, something you watch, and it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
All right, let's get into it because we got a little time to do this, and we're going to go ahead and fly right in as the Braves win and get to 500 again, second time we've done this year, and now we go on the road, and it's going to be a difficult spot, and if you've noticed, the Red Sox, they're right there with us. They are one game under 500. They've played one more game than Atlanta, and they are going to be the home team, obviously, so they have a bit of an edge. They have Garrett Crochet coming on to the bump tonight, and that's going to be a hell of a. I mean, you talk about get your popcorn ready, must see TV. I noticed 2 weeks from tonight that the Braves Red Sox is on Apple TV, and I guarantee you, Apple's hoping and praying that they get this matchup again. I'm sure they're kicking themselves for not doing the game tonight as opposed to the one 2 weeks from now, because Sale versus Crochet, that should be must-see TV. We should get one hell of a pitching matchup. Have the Braves face Crochet? We did when he was with the White Sox. We couldn't hit him. If you remember last year, he was brutal. Now, it was freezing cold temperatures up in Boston, but, I mean, sorry, not Boston, in Chicago. If you remember, that was the second series of the year. But that was that was the game that the Braves lost. They could not get a hit off of the guy. I mean, he was brutal. I want to say he had a no-no going into the 6th or 7th inning. Other news and notes that are going on right now, and then we'll go over all this stuff as we go along. But I do want to mention, just in case you've missed it, the Braves have called up Dylan Dodd. He is taking the place of Bryce Elder, who was sent back to the minors. If you're wondering what the hell are they doing this for, Dylan Dodd is nowhere near as capable as Bryce Elder. Tuesday, we're assuming, especially if they're making the move this quickly, because that would essentially be Bryce Elder's spot. Tuesday, Spencer Strider's expected to pitch. And if you're not going to use Elder on Tuesday in Atlanta, and you can't really use him now until then because he just pitched and pitched well. Doesn't matter that the bullpen spit the bit. He pitched well. He pitched very well Wednesday night. And has pitched very well the last 4 starts. The last 4 starts, he has either given you a quality start. The one outlier was 5 innings, 2 earned runs, and that's not too shabby. But the reason why they're setting him down is because they want to keep him stretched out, and they're giving themselves a long bullpen option going into tonight's game. I think if had the Braves back end been a little more beaten down, you might have even gotten Craig Kimbrell to come up, but they probably don't want him to make his debut in Boston because he obviously played for the Red Sox, and that could be a little undue added pressure. They're bringing Dylan Dodd up to eat innings if the game gets out of control, one way or the other. If the Braves get out to a huge lead against Boston in one of these first 3 games, or vice versa, he is going to be out there to eat innings, and that's all he's there for. If everything goes copacetic and these are all close games, then we're probably not going to see Dylan Dodd. But that's what we have going on. Friday night, it's Sale versus Crochet. You can see it on your screen on YouTube on Braves Country Radio if you're riding down the road or listening to TikTok and you want to see the screen. You can so it's Sale versus Crochet tonight at 7:10. Tomorrow night, 7:15, because it is the Fox game of the week. So remember that it's the Fox game of the week on tomorrow night. So 7:15, just like it would start as if it were a home game in Atlanta, as they've gone to the 15 after the hour this year. And then Sunday, it is a day game. It is Schwellenbach versus Bayo. Tomorrow night, it's Grant Holmes versus Giolito. Now, if you ask me to handicap this off the bat, I say the Braves immediately have an advantage on Sunday's starting pitching. Bayo is a solid pitcher, but if you're asking me what he really is, he's more of that number 3, number 4 guy on most rotations. He was forced into the number one role last year, but he's really more where he should be now at around that 3 spot. I mean, you could almost argue 2 spot in the Red Sox rotation. But Schwellenbach is a 1A. He is a guy that obviously Sale is our right now until Strider comes back. Sale will be our number 1. But you're going to essentially have 3 number 1s when Strider comes back on Tuesday. You're going to have Strider, you're going to have Sale, you have Schwellenbach, and Schwellenbach at worst, if you're giving these letter grades, at worst, Schwellenbach is a very solid B+. But I look at him as a 1A, 1B type player in the rotation. So we have the advantage there. Saturday, we should have a slight advantage because Giolito's just coming off of the IL, and he's going to still be trying to find his way back, so to speak. And Giolito at one point was a very good starting pitcher, and the Red Sox signed him when he was injured for this reason, but realize he's coming back. He just got going, and he's got a 5.51 ERA. He's 1-1 on the year, has not been back much. So 30-year-old starter. He's a veteran that has some experience, and he actually pitched pretty well last time out at Kansas City, giving up 1 earned run versus Kansas City, but he got clobbered by Texas, and he got well, it wasn't a terrible outing. His first one out at Toronto, gave up 3 runs. So I kind of expect a little bit in the middle. I expect the Braves to be more likely to maybe get to him in the 3-run range, just knowing how inconsistent the Braves offense has been. It's been extremely inconsistent. So that's what you're looking at with the starting rotation for this weekend. And as far as tonight, because they're at home, you got to give a slight edge to Boston because Garrett Crochet has been very good. Garrett Crochet is a very good starting pitcher. And Garrett Crochet has ace-type stuff. That's why they gave them the extension that they did when they made the trade for him. And he is a guy, a lefty, that throws high gas. We're talking about 97, 98. He averages around I was looking at him on a pitch track. He's been averaging right at 96, but that's just combining all the throws. They're talking about his hardest throw and his softest throw where he's mixing them in and out. So, and he's coming in with a 4-2 record and a 1.93 ERA. So he's been bringing it. As far as what has he done so far, if you can look at tonight, and we're going to I usually like to take the last 3 to 4 outings because it gives you a very good indication of where a guy is when you're about to see him. Last time out, this was at Kansas City. We know that's a really good offense. He was at Kansas City, went 7 and gave up 1 earned run. He struck out 9. So brace yourself. If we're not scoring a lot of runs, get ready for all the clowns in the chat. They'll be like, well, the season's over. Drive it off a cliff. We're horrible. We're about to face an ace. And this is an offense that hasn't been hitting well. And look, we might get fortunate. Maybe he doesn't have his A game. Maybe he gets into a couple. Maybe we get into a couple. Maybe Marcelo, as soon as bat catches up with one of those fastball, that thing might carry to New York City. But he went 7 and gave up 1, 9 strikeouts his last time out against Kansas City. And that was on May 10th. So he's on normal rest. And the start before that, he went 5. They got the pitch count up to 89, and so they ran him. And that's what you hope the Braves can do tonight is get that pitch count up. If they don't, you're going to see more of the same. You're going to see 6-7 innings. Now, the one thing is he threw 106 pitches. He's a young left-hander, 106 pitches that they have a lot of money invested in. If you can get that pitch count up tonight, you can run him from the game because they're not going to after going 106, if he has any kind of trouble or if he just gets his pitch count up, they're not going to push the envelope. They're going to take him out. They probably already have determined how many pitches he's going to throw going into tonight's game. My guess is going to be just going off of what a lot of teams do. Guy goes out and throws 106 this time. He's probably going to be capped around the 90, maybe 95 range at the very, very most. So there's an opportunity there to run him out of the game. But his last 2 starts, 12 innings, and just 2 earned runs. The start before that in late April, he was at Toronto, and he gave up 2 earned runs, but he gave up 4 total. So 4 total, 2 earned, and he was really gotten to. The start before that against Seattle, 5 innings, 4 earned runs. So he was in a little bit of a rut. But other than that, those have really been the outliers. If you go all the way back to the beginning of the season for Crochet, he has been dominant. He typically throws somewhere between 6 and 7 innings and gives up 1 or 2 runs at the most. So the pitching is going to have to be on point. The pitching for the Braves cannot go out there and struggle and give up a crooked number early in the game, because you're going to be looking at it uphill for the rest of the night tonight. I think that you're going to see top-notch Chris Sale. I think you're going to see Chris Sale pitch very well. Remember, this is his old stomping ground, won a title there, so he's going to want to pitch well, and he's pitched very well his last several times out. So with all that being said, I expect a very good head-to-head matchup between Sale and Crochet, meaning this is going to be a very low-scoring game. And our bullpen's fairly rested. We've had to use – look, we haven't had an off day in quite a while. After this Boston series, Monday will be our first off day since, what was it, May 2nd, I believe? Yeah, well, May 1st was our last off day. The gauntlet began on May 2nd. So we're talking about really being at the end of it, and that's why they brought up Dylan Dodd. They brought up Dylan Dodd so that Dodd could come in and eat some innings if one of these games gets out of hand either way. If Sale goes out there and gets wrecked tonight and Crochet's punching out guys left and right, and they have it's like 7-1 lead in the 5th inning, expect to see Dylan Dodd. But if the Braves are nip and tuck with the Red Sox, expect Dylan Dodd sits on the bench until he is needed in one of these. And we may not see, and we've seen this a few times this year, where they call guys up for the minors and the game never gets out of hand one way or the other, and we never see the guy pitch. But if we see him pitch, he's not being brought up to start. There was overreaction on X posts yesterday and this morning about, well, why send Elder down, and why? It's because he's not going to stay in the rotation when Strider comes back. And I get it. I saw some people, and look, I've actually mentioned this over the last few weeks, but that's not where they are right now. It's not what they're wanting to do. But I wouldn't have hated the idea of leaving Elder in the rotation and you put Grant Holmes in the bullpen where he's got so much experience, and then you've got another big gun down there. But that's not what they're wanting to do. And I believe the number one reason is when you look at what the Braves have gone through the last several years, and pretty much all Major League Baseball teams, but specifically the Braves, with the lack of depth in their starting pitching, if you take Grant Holmes out of the starting lineup and you put him in the bullpen, and we'll say for like a month, he's out there throwing 1, maybe 2 innings on an outing. And then all of a sudden, we get another injury, as it always happens in Major League Baseball. We don't know who's going to get hurt, but I seriously doubt when we hit the starting rotation on Tuesday, if we get there before somebody gets hurt, we hit that starting rotation on Tuesday, and you're seeing Sale and Strider and Schwellenbach, and then A.J. Smith-Shawver, who's young and has very few innings on his arm, and how's he going to deal with an entire season in a Major League Baseball? And then, of course, Grant Holmes. If you think that's going to be the end-all that beats all, and that's our rotation for the rest of the year, there's no way. So they're trying to keep Elder stretched out. And truth be told, when it comes to the decisions made in the front office, one of the things they look at is the swing and miss rate. And Grant Holmes is a bigger strikeout guy. Not, he's not Nolan Ryan by any stretch, but he's a strikeout guy. And Bryce Elder is not a strikeout guy. So if he's not a strikeout guy, they're going to want him down on the farm, just staying stretched out to eat innings at times. But analytics, which is driven very, very much the Braves franchise for ever since Anthopoulos has gotten here, the analytics show that they want someone who's with swing and miss. It's not what I would have done, but I'm also over there, half cup full type of guy who's hoping nobody gets hurt the rest of the year. But that's not realistic. But if we were saying like this was going into, we'll say like the stretch run late August and early September, I would have said keep Elder in and get Grant Holmes ready to be in the bullpen come October, because come October, you hope to hell that Grant Holmes, who's done well for us, I'm not trying to put him down, but you hope to hell you have the depth where Grant Holmes is that unbelievable piece coming out of your bullpen and not starting a game. But remember last year what happened? Everybody fell apart. Chris Sale's back blew out, and Grant Holmes was the guy that pitched the game that got us into the playoffs. We didn't do anything with it, but we got to the playoffs because Grant Holmes stepped up and pitched a hell of a ball game. So that's where we're at on that. A couple other things before I see there are some questions in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and look at those here in a second. But we talked about Spencer. I think it's Tuesday. They haven't officially named a day, but I believe it's going to be Tuesday. He pitched a sim game on Wednesday, which means on regular rest it'd be Monday, and an extra day off was Tuesday, so it fits in perfectly. And he addressed his velocity being down. If you missed this, his velocity was down a couple of miles an hour, around 93, and he kind of dragged the trolls of social media. And he said, if you think I'm going to go out there and give it my all in a sim game, you're crazy. But I knew that I was going to get these kinds of questions because everybody's paying attention to the radar gun. He said, but at the same token, if I'm out there throwing bullets 95, 96 miles an hour, people are going to say, why are you going all out in a sim game? So it's like you said, you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. We went through the rotation, the Elder Dodd thing. That's been accomplished. Acuna apologized. I talked about it on the broadcast yesterday during the actual game itself, but he did apologize for the tweet that he put up where he was complaining about Jared Kelenic not running out a fly ball and he got benched and he didn't get benched, and what the hell is that? Well, look at the big picture right now, Acuna. Kelenic, within a week or so, they'd had enough of his antics and sent him down to AAA. So you might have gotten benched, but you didn't get sent to AAA. This week, we got the Red Sox, and then we go back to Washington to face the Nats. The biggest advantage we're going to have there is that Washington will see two pitchers this coming weekend that they did, or sorry, next week on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series that they did not see this past week against us, because we're adding Strider and they did not see Sale. So those will be two pitchers that they'll have to face that they haven't seen yet. Where normally, and I hate when they do this in Major League Baseball, they do it to all teams, but I hate when they give a team the schedule of playing the same team twice within a calendar week, because the hitters see the pitchers two times, and we know what it does when a pitcher has to see a starting lineup the third time through the order. Well, imagine what happens when you're essentially seeing a guy the fourth, fifth, and sixth time through the order. So that's a huge advantage for Atlanta. We go into Washington. We've been dominant with the Nationals typically, but last year we struggled up there. We'll see if they can change that. Acuna, as far as people who, I know people keep asking about that. Once again, talked about this yesterday during the game, but he has to be back within 20 days. 20 days is the most that he can do down on the rehab. I don't know why Snicker didn't know about that, because he was talking in the press conference. He said, I don't think he can be down there for 6 weeks. No, he can't be down there for 6 weeks unless you come up with a new injury. But when you look at that and you realize that he came back, on Tuesday, typically what you're looking at is that he could either come back the very end of May or the very first part of June. I think it's more likely that he shows up on that Friday night game, and this would be huge for Apple, on that Friday night game at home against Boston in 2 weeks, or just over it'll be 2.5 weeks after his rehab started. If not, it would be that following early part of the week. They could wait until that next Monday, Tuesday series. But I feel like that's where it's going to happen. I would be shocked if we see him before then. If we do, I figure you got to put him in at home versus San Diego. I don't believe that they would bring him in at Philadelphia to start, because I just feel like he'd be too juiced, too jacked up. If you haven't seen the video of him, he's wearing a knee brace to keep his knee stable, which I love that, but is he going to be trying to slip out of that thing? How long before he goes, I can't play right field like this? And hopefully they stand pat and they say, no, you're going to use it. But I've always said, guys with these freaking knee injuries, when they come back, they should all be wearing braces. And even after that, you should at least have some kind of a compression sleeve on your knee for the rest of your career, because it's going to help stabilize your knee when you're just doing the little things. But that's what I would expect with Acuna. Now let me get into the questions, because I know that we had some. Let me see what we have here. Charles asking, why did they, well, I already addressed that. Why did they send down Elder for Dodd? That's the reasoning, because Elder's not going to make another start. Strider is going to make Elder's next start, and there's no reason of having a guy who's got a ton of pitches on his arm sitting in your bullpen. So, Charles, I hope I made it make sense for you. Hellion, same thing. So I think a lot of people get emotional and don't think about the big picture. But, that's what I'm here for. What else do we have here? Elder's not injured, so talked about that. And once again, I won't keep going back over these because I know I've already addressed them, and I'm reading these comments from 10, 15 minutes ago. When is Ian Anderson pitching? He's pitching down in the minor leagues, so we're not really paying attention to him. He hasn't been very good at all this year, so we don't worry about that. And Ozzy got hit in the hand, but he stayed in the game and had another at bat, so I think we're going to clear with that. Someone brought it up yesterday, and it doesn't shock me with the Nick Allen part of it, because he doesn't hit for power. But it should be noted, our shortstop second base combination, both guys are under a 600 OPS. And a 600 OPS, for those of y'all who don't follow that as much, are more into the traditional old school batting averages, maybe even on base percentage. And some of y'all may even paid attention to slugging back in the day. When you have an OPS under 600, you are not getting it done. Now, Allen's a little different because he's bunted a lot of guys over. He's really doing good things with the bat, I think, and he gets on base. But when he gets on base, it's a single. He doesn't have any power. We knew that. But that's fine for your number 9 hitter. Ozzy Albies is really the issue right now. He's struggling like hell. I hope he turns it around. I'm pulling for him. I love Ozzy Albies. I love his personality, his energy, his effort. He's going through it right now. I still say it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for the guy to sit on the bench for a game. Collect his thoughts. Maybe a night like tonight. And though he does hit well from the right side, Garrett Crochet's nasty. And maybe you give him a day to kind of watch from the bench. Maybe you do a situation, you can do one or two things. You can either have Nick Allen slide over and play second and have Arcia play short, which would be the most likely scenario. But you could, in theory, put Eli White over there at second, leave Allen where he is, and you could even substitute in Luke Williams because he's a right-handed batter, and then that would still leave you with Eli White and probably Stuart Fairchild in the outfield. But I think it's time for him to sit down. But they have got it in their heads. When I say they, it's not always the front office. Mostly the front office is making out the lineups, et cetera, et cetera. But as far as the big decisions, like when is it time for a guy to sit down, that's up to Brian Snicker. And if Snicker doesn't see it, he's not going to do it. But he's got it in his head that it's great for guys to play every day because he's an old school manager and blah, 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 blah. But even old school, they didn't play every day because if they did, they wouldn't have made such a big damn deal about Cal Ripken and him breaking the Ironman record. So it's not a bad thing to have him sit. And I think it's time for him to sit, not bench him. Give him a day off. Give him a day where he's sitting there analyzing. Because sometimes when you get a different view, and this is all jobs, but specifically a batter, when you get a different view as you watch the game as opposed to being sucked into it, you can get out of a slump that way. Acuna hit a couple bullets yesterday. You addressed him about Acuna yesterday? Acuna looked really good yesterday. He hit one that was, I think they said it was 103 miles an hour that went roasting into the left field gap. He has looked really good, but he's going up against minor leaguers. We'll see how he goes. And remember, that's not going to mean that he's ready to come up. They have to get his legs underneath him. He didn't go through spring training. He didn't go through any of that stuff. So he is literally going out there and fighting through fatigue. He probably doesn't play tonight. They probably put him back out Saturday or Sunday. They're going to be on a specific, strict schedule of tonight you do this, tomorrow you don't do that, you're going to be on the bench, maybe you DH, maybe you're in the field, and they're eventually working him up. That's why I still think it takes about 2 weeks. And I think what's realistic is that Boston series at home in Atlanta, where they're going to get all the fans to want to watch. Maybe they do something a little self-serving and wait for that Saturday so that Apple doesn't get the TV ratings in the Braves broadcast on should be most likely. Let me double check that. Let me see, make sure it's not they are no because so for right now it's not as they're not on a national TV cast. But the point is, they could wait till that Saturday and say, we don't want to give you the TV bump, Acuna's first night back. We'll wait till Saturday night and really let it fly. But either way, I have a hard time seeing it being Philadelphia because it's at Philadelphia. I don't think they're going to want him to come back in that series. But you never know. If he's scorching and ripping the cover off the ball, and we can't do anything else for him down here, they might bring him up. There's a possibility we could see him next Friday, Saturday, Sunday series at home against San Diego. Then we get a day off, and then we go to Philly. So that's all still an option as well. So just kind of keep all that stuff in mind. I think Acuna is going to be ready to just jump through the wall to come back up. But what I loved about the fact that he came in the other day, remember he stopped off and said hi to everyone in the dugout. This was on Wednesday night's game. This is after his Tuesday night appearance in the Florida League. And then he stayed to get interviewed by the press, and he knew that they were going to ask him about the Snicker thing, about the comments. We won't go into the whole thing. But those of y'all who have been following know what I'm talking about. And he basically put it to bed and said, through his interpreter, he basically said, and though Acuna still has his English leaps and bounds, his English is improved leaps and bounds. Something like that, you want to make sure your interpreter's talking for you in a lot of those spots because you don't want to say the wrong thing. He did say a few things in English, but the point being, you put it to rest, and he said with Snicker, we've got a long history. I think that we can get over it. I owned up to it. I admitted it was a mistake, yada, yada, yada. The reason why that's a big deal to take care of that on Wednesday night is because when he comes back in a couple of weeks and the press comes to him again, and we all know how soft the Atlanta press has been anyways, but when he comes back again, most of them aren't going to ask, and if they do, the interpreter will be able to say, we addressed that at the press conference, basically shut it, move on. If you're in a tough market like New York or Philly or even LA, Chicago, they're going to keep badgering and go, well, we want to get an actual comment today on that, but he won't see that same thing with the Atlanta press when he returns. So it was good to get it the hell out of the way. That's the gist of it. Get it out of the way so it's not a distraction when he comes back. When he comes back, I still don't think we see him every day. I believe he's going to play out in right field, but we're going to see him like every other day for a while. And then eventually 2 out of every 3 games. And then eventually they'll work him back. But you have to realize, even if someone who's healthy, let's say we signed him off the street, signed a player off the street like a Verdugo, you can't just put him out there because they got to get their legs under them. What did it take Verdugo? Almost 3 weeks to get ready, right? And he was healthy. He was fine. So that's what I expect. We're going to get out of here. I'm running over a little bit, and we got to keep these kind of tight. Y'all have a great one. Braves Country. We'll see you tonight. Pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves on Braves Country Radio on YouTube. And we'll do the post-game show on YouTube and on TikTok tonight. Y'all have a good one.
pound of beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road, and we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, it's the Book of Eli, White Lightning. Eli White has 2 home runs, 11 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .274. Batting second, playing third, the Rake, Austin Riley. 8 home runs, 26 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .286. Batting third, the designated hitter, the Big Zoo, Marcell Ozuna, has 6 home runs, 18 RBI, a .264 clip. Batting cleanup and playing first, Matt Olson. The Ice House has 7 home runs and 21 RBI, a .214 average. Sean Murphy, batting fifth and behind home plate, 7 home runs, 17 RBI, a .223 average. Batting sixth, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 5 home runs, 16 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .217. Batting seventh and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. 3 home runs, 25 RBI, 7 stolen bases, and a .231 average for Money Mike. Stuart Fairchild is in right field and batting 8. He's got 1 RBI and 2 stolen bases, a .115 average. Batting ninth, playing short, Nick Allen. He's got 8 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .257. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Chris Sale. He's 1-3 with a 3.97 ERA and a 1.41 whip. 47 innings pitched, 64 strikeouts. 54 hits allowed, 13 walks, 5 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Garrett Crochet, who's 4-2 with a 1.93 ERA, 107 whip, 56 innings, 39 hits, 65 strikeouts, 21 walks, and 3 home runs served. Leading off and playing left field for the Boston Red Sox, Jarren Duran. 2 home runs, 23 RBI, 11 stolen bases, batting .253. Batting second, the designated hitter, Rafael Devers. 7 home runs, 32 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .278. Alex Bregman, batting third, playing third. 11 home runs, 33 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .314. Ref Snyder is batting cleanup and in right field. He has 2 home runs, 6 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .308. Kristen Campbell is batting fifth and playing second. 5 home runs, 15 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .246. Trevor Story, batting sixth, playing short. 6 home runs, 19 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .234. Sogard is at first and batting seventh. He's 4 for 18 on the year, no home runs, no RBI. Narvaez is behind home plate and batting eighth. 4 home runs, 14 RBI, batting .271. And Rafaela is in center field and batting ninth. 2 home runs, 18 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .250. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Quinn Wolcott. Your first base umpire, Tom Hanahan. Second base will be manned by Paul Clemens, and down the third base line, it's Adrian Johnson. Game time temperatures here in Fenway Park, Boston, Massachusetts, expected to be around 69 degrees at first pitch, with the wind blowing out to left towards the Green Monster at about 6 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in tonight at 500 at 22-22. Boston Red Sox just a game under at 22-23. Lines out in the desert, your Atlanta Braves are a pick'em, -110 either side with Atlanta and Boston. The over-under is 7.5. Our pick to click tonight with the tough lefty on the mound, we've got to find a right-hander. So give me Marcell Ozuna. We expect a low-scoring affair tonight with 2 of the best southpaws in the game on the bump. Give me your Atlanta Braves to win a squeaker 2-1. Keys to the game, Chris Sale's got to be Chris Sale because he's going to have to meet Garrett Crochet punch for punch. This is a heavyweight title fight on a Friday night. Been looking forward to this one all damn week. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. grab you a cold one, find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah! Roll call!
You're in Braves country.
All right. I think I told you last time I start about 15 minutes before I jump in on where I go far back on because it's too much to scroll through, too many same names. So here we go. Starting at about the 6:44 mark. Who do we have here? We've got Charlie Elrod, Uncle Charlie Fritz, Charlie Elrod Hot Rod, Lav, good to see you. What is Lav yapping about the Padres series? Anyways, Neil Pearson, Mark Ricky Ricardo, Uncle Willis, or what you talking about, Willis Mathis? Got my stuff mixed up there for a second. May Comber, good to see you. Jason Adams. B.A. Baracus, Brian Andrews, Helion. Who else do we have here? World Drummer. AY, good to see you in the chat tonight. Mark Ricky Ricardo. John, Bugs, Buddy in the house. William Birdwell. See if we have anybody else jumping in here late as we wind this up. Nathaniel Brooks, good to see you. Tyler Benson. And Bobby Keith. Anybody else we missed? Edward Spry. Anybody else that we missed, just jump in the chat. We'll say hi to you. I'm not going all the way back to the very beginning because there's so many that bounce back and forth. It takes forever to scroll through it. I usually run out of time. So we're going to start doing about 15 minutes before I come on to go back that far. And if we missed you, just jump back in. We'd love to say hi. I think I said hi to you, Nathaniel. Good to see you. And we're just about set. We're going to go ahead and step away for a second and get ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. It's a few minutes earlier tonight. I saw a couple people asking. It is 7:10 first pitch. Hillian, thanks for letting everybody know. And y'all grab yourself a Rebel beer and get ready. Grab yourself an armchair. It's game time. One of my favorite series of the entire year when we go to Fenway Park. I was lucky enough to get to that series back in July of 2023. Very, very fun time. We'll be back in a flash. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves Country, we got a couple of minutes. The Red Sox are going to be wearing their City Connects. These are better than the ones they had before. They're green jerseys, and the reasoning for them is because they're supposed to emulate the Green Monster. So the first time I saw them, I was a little confused by them, but I think these are much better than the bright yellow ones. And then they still have the yellow in there to represent the Boston Strong and everything that took place on the terror attack on the marathon and everything that Boston went through. So I think these are actually pretty cool, and that's what we will see today is the City Connects, and they also have a matching green hat, and the green is truly the green of Fenway. It's not a dark green, it is the green of Fenway if you're familiar with what their Green Monster looks like. Braves are going to be wearing their road unis, Atlanta across the chest, in red, outlined underneath the tomahawk with the yellow striping through the handle and the tomahawk head itself. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves as we wait for the Braves to come on here and get ready. They'll grab the bats first, obviously, being the road team. Those green unis of the Red Sox, it's white Red Sox is written across in white block letters, and then they've got the green ball cap with the B representing the city of Boston. I think of all the City Connects, this is one of the sharper ones. If I was a Red Sox fan, I would actually want one of these. Never had anything against the Red Sox. I've always liked the fact that they're from the same city that the Braves are from. As Garrett Crochet comes in from the first base side, that's where the Redsox call home. Atlanta is wearing the dark navy tops and the gray pants. I think I might have forgotten to mention that. And they're all wearing the military caps. It's military weekend in Major League Baseball with the light camouflage and the A representing city of Atlanta. The green bill, light green bill. Numerals on the back, just like Atlanta. The tomahawk are in red and outlined in white. And then the letters on the back are in white. And we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Eli White standing on deck, coming to the plate. Let's go ahead and get this thing set up, and let's get rolling. Took a second for that to load it. Had to hit it a couple of times, but we got it rolling now. Eli White with the high blue socks, gray pants, blue top, steps in. Lefty-righty matchup. Garrett Crochet comes set, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball outside. It's 1-0. The runs here is the 1-0, swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. It's 1-1. Starting a poll for you tonight. It is rivalry weekend, and the question is, not involving the Atlanta Braves, what's the best rivalry in Major League Baseball? The 1-1, swing and a miss, 96 up top, 1-2. We expect to see many strikeouts. We expect to see a low-scoring game. A pitcher's duel. We just hope that Sale can match Crochet pitch for pitch. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Blew it right by him. One down. Sure, there were a couple of guys trying to offer to take the day off today. Especially our left-handed hitters. I bet you Drake Ball's like, nah, I'm good, man. I don't want to be in there. We good. You go get him, Smurf. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Riley swing and a miss. Man, he is blowing it right by him. We saw this against Garrett Crochet in Chicago. I mentioned it in the pregame show. Last year when he was with the White Sox, it was even worse because it was freezing cold. The 0-1, 97 up top, 0-2. On top of that, Quinn Walcott, who typically has a wide strike zone, is behind the plate. We might be out of this game in about an hour and a half. The 0-2 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike three. Sweeper got him. 2 down. The over-under for strikeouts tonight combined between the two starters is 14. It was 6.5 with Garrett and 7.5 with Sale. And I was a little surprised that Garrett had a lower number than Chris, but the odds were better. So there is that one caveat. First pitch on the way to Ozuna. Pumps it right by him with a fastball, 97. It's 0-1. Unless I say different, just assume that the ball went right by the batter. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it away. It's 0-2. What you got to hope for is that he lays one in that someone can catch up with, and when you get a run, you got to protect it. You can't give up a crooked number. This guy's got an ERA sub 2 this far into the season. The 0-2. Four-seamer off the plate, 1-2. He's only at 10 pitches now, too, so that's another problem. You want to get into the bullpen. He threw 106 pitches last time out. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Strikes out the side and made it look extremely easy. Makes you think that you could do it. Trust me, you can't. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, so to the guys that go to the gym every day for no reason at all, why?
Dad, teacher said we could be anything we wanted to be. She wasn't talking to you, son. Go in the backyard and practice digging some holes.
While we all know the Muffin Man from the world-famous nursery rhyme, many don't know that it is based on a harrowing true story. Between 1589 and 1598, a man known as Frederick Thomas Linwood resided on Drury Lane in Victorian London. During his daily deliveries, he would lure children away from their homes by tying none other than, you guessed it, a muffin to a string, making him one of the first documented serial killers in history. As a result of Linwood terrorizing the streets of London, the nursery rhyme we all know today was created as a way to keep kids safe and raise awareness, and now is a prominent nursery rhyme that many don't know the dark origins behind.
Armchair.
David, are you eating my egg?
Well, yeah, I got hungry. We never got our fish and chips.
That was the only one in the nest.
Nest? What? Where'd you get this egg? And why are you going around stealing eggs from nests and trees?
Well, it wasn't in a tree. It was in a hole. Yeah. I mean, it's like a rat's egg or something.
As he approached the record, Ripken quietly waged a solitary campaign to refill half-empty ballparks, one fan at a time.
He truly acted like an adult after the strike and saw what he could bring to the game in 1995, even at an enormous cost to himself. Signing autographs for hours and hours. I remember one night when, we came back up from interviewing and finished our stories. It's midnight now, and you look out, and there's still a line going all the way back up into the stands, and Cal is still signing autographs.
Welcome back. Now, what's going to make you nervous is, remember, Chris Sale, even on his great Cy Young year last year, he tends to have at least one inning early in the game where he's a little rocky. We hope not to have that today. I want to see the Ian Snell, Chris Sale battle that they had. Remember that one last year in San Diego? First pitch on the way is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Duran digs in. The 1-0. Nowhere near the zone. 2-0. 2-0 count. Nothing, your score just getting going here in Boston. Red Sox come in 22-23. The Braves 22-22. The 2-0 nowhere near the zone. Ball 3, 3-0. The 3-0 from Sale. Misses high ball 4. So like we talked about, here we go. Chris Sale struggling in the early going. He's obsessed with the clay on his shoe. He keeps rubbing it off the bump. He gets in his own head sometimes. So the go-ahead run stands at first with nobody out to start the game. Rafael Devers comes in, first pitch, swing and a miss sinker. It's 0-1. Devers, very dangerous batter. 7 home runs, 32 RBI, and 868 OPS. And, of course, famously, he has been in an argument with management since early spring about where he's going to play. The 0-1. Runner goes, throw down to second, and he is safe. Easily stole that off of Sean Murphy. Didn't get a great jump, but stole second with ease. So runner at second, nobody out. So a decent throw, but just kind of slow getting out of the pop. We were told when he first came to Atlanta, he had elite pop, meaning from the pop of the glove at home to the pop of the glove at second on the throws, he was top tier, but we just haven't seen it. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He's been more middle of the pack. He hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been what we were assuming he was going to come in and win Gold Glove after Gold Glove. That's why the Braves signed him to such a long extension. Keep seeing people saying they need to trade Sean Murphy because of the Drake Baldwin thing. The problem is you signed him to a long deal. By the end of that deal, he's going to be overpaid. First pitch on the way to Bregman is swung on and roosted over to third. Riley's got it. He'll flip it across the diamond, and it's a quick 5-3 put out. Big out, number 2. Not only did he get the one pitch out, but you kept the runner down there at second, and now there's 2 away, and Sales got a chance to get out of this jam. I'm curious to see who y'all vote for in that poll, because so many different arguments about what the best rivalry in baseball is. And I just left the Braves out of it because I know that we just landslide the vote. First pitch on the way is a slider down and in. It's 1-0. In the chat, if you could tell me who you think the Braves' biggest rival is, because that's a 3-headed monster in my opinion. And then there's going to be other people who throw random ones in there that they don't like because of a certain series in a certain year. The 1-0. Nice slider, flips it in there on the outer edge. Ref Snyder batting .308, 1-1. 1-1 count. Yeah, if you would have, I think if we put this poll up 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I think the Red Sox and Yankees win in a landslide. But I don't think it's as easy of an answer anymore. Sale spins and turns, just because they're for the longest time, I mean, for a couple of decades almost, seems like that those two teams were fighting for American League supremacy every single year. The 1-1. Oh, nice slider. Slaps the outer black. 1-2. Just kisses the edge. Everyone's saying the Phillies. Now is that recency bias? Is that who you've always hated more? Or is that just because of the last few years and the rivalry there? The 1-2. Swing! Fouls it back. Because growing up as a kid, I would have told you the Dodgers. But now we haven't been in the Dodgers division in 3 decades. So it seems kind of silly to say that anymore. So now I really feel like it comes down to, is it the Phillies or the Mets? If those two teams play, who did you pull for in the playoffs last year? The 1-2? Lifted into center field. Ref Snyder slams the bat and curses himself and everything else around him. F8 in your scorecard is Money Mike makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Chris Sale dances around danger. He usually at least has one of those in the beginning. We came out unscathed and be back in the black here on Braves Country. Top of the second we go.
Can someone explain to me how 2 + 2 and 2 × 2 equal 4? Like they both, like what's the point in multiplication if it just means the same thing? Like,
what do you call when you can't drink milk?
Lactose intolerant.
Lactose and what?
Lactose intolerant. That's when you can't drink milk and stuff. That's how you say it.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I just want to be clear. You're upset because we made friends with your cat?
You're unreasonable people. You're holding our cat. Go in your yard and say, go home. Don't come in our yard anymore.
She will not listen. She's a cat. She doesn't speak English. It's a cat, dude.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, we'll have the police department figure it out.
Absolutely. Great idea.
All right, you cat pervert.
I've done nothing to bring the cat. I've done nothing to bring the...
On September 6th, 1995, 5 months after the strike had ended, the Orioles faced the California Angels in Baltimore. Tickets for this game had been sold out for months. After 4.5 innings of play, the game was official. Cal Ripken had played in 2,131 consecutive games.
Welcome back. Matt Olson takes the first pitch for a strike. Down low, it's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Swing, rifles it foul. It's 0-2. It's pretty much what I remember from Crochet before. He comes in aggressive. He believes in his stuff, and why wouldn't you? Throwing high 90s with a bender that just falls off the table. The 0-2 swing, slaps it back again. Feel like the Braves, especially versus Crochet, I wish they did it more often, but I feel like Hires got to tell him, look, man, when you get to 2 strikes, you got to shorten up your swing. The 0-2 off the edge, 1-2. I wish you saw more of them choke up. You don't see it much any days because they're all into the power numbers. The 2 strikes, you give yourself just a better chance if you choke up. The 1-2 swing, lifted high. That should go off the green monster, if not over it. She gone! Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong, a solo shot, and the Ice House. 8th of the year, 22 RBIs to be exact.
From Plank Road Field, smooth as it gets.
Ice House, always smooth, never watered down.
We must win today. Losing is not an option.
374 happy feet over the wall. Got a short porch there in left field, and most try to aim for that, the top of that green monster, and hope they can get one over. A quick 1-0 lead for Chris Sale is key. Is the first pitch to Sean Murphy. He's up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swing, lifts it high and deep off the green monster, or is it gone? She gone! Sean Murphy back-to-back jacks, and that's a fact. How about that? His 8th of the year, 18 RBI, a 4-seam fastball that the Braves, both home runs, barely got over that wall. 8th home run, 18 RBIs, 384 feet. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. The only bad thing about that is now you got everyone thinking in the line they can just go ahead and go tanko. They'll be swinging for the fences for the rest of the series. Both of them barely got over that green monster. Both of them got chucked back into the field of play by the Red Sox fans. The 0-1's in the dirt, 1-1. Olsen's, it was a fastball on the outer edge, and he just timed it up. Not a lot of guys can do that, but I'd say this, the velocity of that fastball sent the ball further than the Olsen swing. He just timed it up perfectly. The 1-1, swing and a miss, it's 1-2. Sean really pelted that one as it came in on him. He got out in front and lifted it. And it's 2-0 Atlanta. The 1-2, swing, chops it down the third base line, just foul. Bregman was there. The ball just went wide of the bag before it got there. Braves 2, Boston nothing. 2 solo shots back-to-back to start the second inning if you're just joining us. Braves coming in here at 500. If they can win this series, they'll go over 500, leaving Boston. Head back towards Washington is the 1-2. Chops it foul. Do it again. We've got an off day on Monday, thankfully. Guys get to rest up and get ready for the Washington series. That series is in Washington. Those are early starts, by the way. Just make a note of it. All 3 of them are 6:45. Not your traditional 7:10 or 7:05 or 7:15 in Atlanta. The 1-2 bangs it towards the third base dugout. Cutter on the inside. Do it again. Crochet, who had a very quick first inning, is now up to 24 pitches. And this is his 13th pitch of the inning without recording an out. The 1-2, swing, golfs it towards left field. Should be an easy catch. It is for Duran. 1 down. So Ozzie flies out, but at least he made Crochet work a little bit. Not every at-bat's about whether you get on or don't get on base. Sometimes it's just the work you can put in to put that starting pitcher, get his pitch count up, and get him the heck out of here. First pitch to Harris. Fastball, 96 right down the pipe. 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Rocks and fires. Swing. That ball's ripped over towards second. Should be an easy play. The first baseman. What in God's name was that? They throw the ball to first base. The man's supposed to be covering his Sogard. He is nowhere near the bag. I'm talking about 2 feet off the bag, trying to find it with his back foot, and realizes he's not going to get there. He ducks for whatever reason, and the ball hits Harris and bounces off. Be interesting to see how they, in retrospect, in the way it should be called, it should be an E3. Because what's the first baseman doing ducking? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Remember, their first baseman is injured. First pitch on the way, swung on and chopped over towards Bregman. It's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. And just like that, the Red Sox get out of it, which should have been a little more dicey, but Fairchild gave up that at bat. Well, the Red Sox dodged an absolute bullet on that one, but we do get 2. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I may not be famous, and I may not be a beauty queen. That's it. That's all.
This is the career of Denton Young. People who witnessed his fastball destroy fences said it looked like a cyclone hit it, and that's how he got the nickname Cy. Because he threw so hard, one of his battery mates named Charles Zimmer used to put a beefsteak inside of his glove to protect his catching hand. He was a workhorse. On the last day of his rookie season, he pitched both games of a doubleheader, and not surprisingly, won both of them. They say he is one of the reasons they changed the distance from the mound to home plate in 1893. Around 1895, he developed a pitch called a slow ball to help reduce the stress on his arm. If you're wondering what a slow ball is, look no further than the changeup. In 1902, he joined the Boston Americans of the American League. How did he fare? Pretty good, considering he won almost 42% of his team's games in his first season with the team. Threw the first perfect game in American League history against the Philadelphia Athletics. He still holds the record for the most consecutive innings without allowing a hit. 25 1/3 innings, or 76 hitless batters. In 1911, he retired at the age of 44. His 749 complete games and 511 wins will never be broken.
Armchair.
Hey, could somebody explain to me what's the use of having health insurance when all we do is pay a bunch of money every month in case something happens, but when something does happen, we have to pay a bunch more?
0-2 pitch. Fastball blown away.
When you watched Pedro, it was almost poignant in a way that someone that small could throw that hard. Most great pitchers, you look at them, and they all have one great strikeout pitch. If the count's 0-2, or if he even counts 3-2, he always has one place to go to get you out. Well, Pedro Martinez had 3 places to get you out. It was the fastball, it was the changeup, and it was the curveball. They were all the best pitches of their kind in baseball at the time. And he could put them anywhere that he wanted.
Welcome back. Chris Sale goes back to work. First pitch on the way, 96 at the knees. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Christian Campbell, the batter. The 0-1, swing and a miss, or swing and fouls it back, excuse me, it's 0-2. Christian Campbell, spelt with a K, not a C-H. Batting .246 with 5 home runs, 15 RBI, 746 OPS. Mark says trade Murphy for Devers. Who says no? Boston Red Sox say no, so that'd be the biggest reason why you won't. The 0-2's banged on the ground over to short. It's a 6-3 put out, one away. And Honest Engine, I don't think the Braves would make the trade for him. I love the idea of the bat, but have you paid attention to him? He's a cancer in that locker room. He's a me guy. And you would have to pay essentially $30 million a year, yeah, right, in Atlanta, for a designated hitter for the next 10 years. Ain't happening. Stop it. You're drinking turpentine too early in the morning. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Couldn't re-sign Max Fried. Couldn't re-sign Dansby Swanson. Couldn't re-sign Freddie Freeman. Well, we're going to bring in a $30 million DH because we're the Braves. Okay. Okay. The 0-2. Swing, rips it over to third. Good play by Riley. Man, it's vacuum cleaner over there tonight. It's going to be a 5-3 put out, 2 down. Two quick outs here, and Sale, the 2-0 lead. Man, we got to get him some wins. Are you kidding me? He's sitting here 1-3. First pitch swinging. That ball's going to get ripped into left field, down for a base hit. Backhanded by Eli White. He'll fire it to second, so he'll keep it to a long single. '87, I would say 99% of the people don't even know who in the hell you're talking about in this chat. You couldn't even get them to guess the sport nor the team. Narvaez comes to the plate. Battery mate of Garrett Crochet tonight. He stands in. Lefty-righty matchup. Just as quick as the Braves scored, you got to realize it's a double-edged sword, so getting out of these innings, keep the crooked numbers off the board is key. First pitch down and in, it's 1-0. Yeah, you can give that one up there, McComber. The 1-0, that's got as much chance happening as the Devers thing. 1-0 pitch, swing, rifles it foul, it's 1-1. 1-1 count. When he first had these problems and they were talking about him coming off the suspension and they asked Snicker about it, he didn't pause or nothing. They just said, can you see the Braves signing Trevor Bauer? And without even blinking, he said no. Next question. It wasn't even a starter. One thing the Braves don't do is they don't bring in head cases. I know everybody loves to see the idea of, man, if you could sign him. I realize we haven't seen him pitch in 3 or 4 years now. He's been blackballed. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. He has been 100% blackballed. They can say he hasn't been, but he has been blackballed out of the league. And I know all the stuff that came out that kind of cleared his name, but the problem is he's got that stain of his reputation, and now you're talking about bringing a guy in who's well past his prime. Is it worth the media blitz? The 1-2. Did he go around? Look like he might have. He did strike 3. Got him. Smoke him if you got him, because he got him. We'll head to the top of the third, leading by 2. My dreaming, nobody pinch me.
I'm only calling your phone 32 times and that's it. Boy, I'm not about to chase you.
The 1906 Chicago Cubs, the 2001 Seattle Mariners, the 1998 New York Yankees are some of the greatest teams of all time. But what about the 1980 Denver Bears? That team won 92 games and finished 21.5 games ahead of the next closest team. They were an offensive juggernaut, averaging 6.36 runs per game. On top of that, they led the league in home runs, doubles, hits, and OPS. That's not all. They also were a menace on the base pass, finishing second in stolen bases with 143 and second in triples with 47. Man, they could fly. You may be asking yourself, what about their pitching? Their 3.87 ERA and 740 strikeouts were second in the league, and their 14 shutouts were tops in the league. They were hard to beat at home. At one point, they won 21 straight games at home. One of the stars of their team was a 20-year-old Tim Raines, who finished with a .354 batting average to go along with his 11 triples and 77 stolen bases. His teammates Tim Wallach and Randy Bass would also contribute, hitting a combined 73 home runs and driving in a combined 267 runs. 24 of the 29 players on that team would wind up playing in the major leagues. That group combined for 13 All-Star appearances, 3 Gold Gloves, and 3 Silver Sluggers. This team has got to go down as one of the best teams in minor league history.
Booby trap spelled backwards is party boob.
10 Japanese pitchers had already come to the United States, but no Japanese position player had ever appeared in the majors. Then, in 2000, the Japanese-owned Seattle Mariners decided to sign him anyway, hoping Ichiro would attract a large following among Asian Americans living in the Pacific Northwest.
What's up, Braves country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Welcome to the Country Club. Who do we have? Chris Brown, Chris H., Always Staples, Delmar, and Bucket. Garrett Crochet goes back to work. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is a four-seam fastball high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Man, if Nick Allen gets a hold of that 97-mile fastball, that ball might send him back towards the dugout. The 1-0. Swing, hits it hard on the ground, and it's going to be off the glove of the shortstop, and Nick Allen's going to have himself a base hit. Good piece of hitting there by Allen, and your Atlanta Braves. One on, nobody out here in the top of the third. Came inside with the cutter, and Allen was able to get out just in front of it. Kind of short-hopped the shortstop, Trevor Story, the ex-Colorado Rocky. And it skips into the outfield for a leadoff single. Runner at first, nobody out. The infield back into the left. They flip it over to keep Allen close by. I don't know about y'all, but I love Garrett Crochet's old school traditional leg kick. You don't see that much anymore. I don't think he does it quite as much. Now he does it with the runner on as the first pitch on the way. It's bunted by Eli White. It's up in the air, and a sliding catch by Sogard's going to be F3 in your scorecard for the first out of the inning. He didn't avoid that ball. That one he went out and got and caught. Maybe Eli White was wanting to see if he'll try to play a little more dodgeball over there at first base. Sogard's essentially playing out of position. He is not traditionally a first baseman. They're putting him over there because Devers refused to. As Nick Allen goes down and steals second base, head first slide. Did they call him safe? They did. Good jump by Allen. Wasn't sure. That was one of those ones where the throw, they do want to challenge. I thought it looked a little iffy. So if the throw is to the base, he's definitely safe. But it looks like they tagged his shoe just before he was sliding into first. I think he's going to be out. It's one of those deals where a bad throw actually got him. I've often wondered if they're ever going to get to the point where they're going to intentionally not throw to the bag, but throw up the line before the guy can slide. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got him. By the blind eye, it looked like he had beaten it, but if you slow it down, he tags his back left leg just before his mitt hits the bag. The only way that stands is if they don't think, or if they don't have enough proof that he hit hit his leg with the glove, but I'm pretty sure he did. This should be a quick, yep, it is. Call's overturned, and Nick Allen will head back down to the dugout. Trying to get in scoring position. I don't hate the play. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Make that 1-1. 1-1. I was wondering what was going on there. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. They had it wrong up on the screen there for a second. I think they'd forgotten that there was a pitch prior. Austin Riley struck out his first time, in danger of doing that here. The 1-2 to the rake. Swing, rifles it foul. We'll do it again. Chris, those City Connects, you must have missed the beginning. Those are for the Green Monster. The 1-2, swing. Soft line drive into the glove of Trevor Story, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves go down in order, essentially, after the caught stealing. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country, clinging to a 2-run lead.
I'm going to say no one's better than me. But I just, him playing in his 7th Super Bowl.
The most prolific and pure passing quarterback that this generation has ever seen.
Dan Marino, and it's always been Dan Marino.
But Marino, if you look at the stats, dude, his first season, 48 touchdowns in that era.
Back in,
dude,
what,
best
70s?
best quarterback
80s?
season in history. I don't care what anyone says,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Like, every single time that I've been putting up and breaking these records, just like Dan Marino had 170 touchdowns in 3 years. I'm like, what? I thought they ran the ball back then.
It's hard to pick one, but I just think one of the guys I've seen play the best in that position that didn't get his due was Dan. I mean, you put Danny in here today with some of the size of these receivers and his ability to get the ball out of his hand and how accurate he was.
Not going to see quarterbacks like Dan Marino ever again.
Armchair.
Hey, does anybody else have to defrost when they first wake up before they start talking to people because they'd be mad as hell for no apparent reason for the first few minutes? Or is it just me?
In an era filled with home runs, Ichiro was a revelation, slapping the ball in every direction, beating out infield hits, flying around the bases.
Because this was in the midst of a bludgeon ball era in baseball, and here's this wiry little guy spraying base hits everywhere, beating out infield choppers, playing this sort of cerebral game. Was so different from the prevailing culture of the sport that I think it made it even more appealing.
Japanese newspapers and television stations dispatched hundreds of reporters to send back news of his every move to a nation eager for any information about their hero. Ichiro, his prime minister declared, makes me proud to be Japanese.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch from Mr. Chris Sale is a swing and a miss on the slider. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Rafael, the number 9 hitter, standing in the box. Swing and a miss. Slider. Down and in. It's 0-2. Ron says, Dan Marino was the man. Dan Marino is the best quarterback I ever saw. Now, I don't care about anybody's analytics or numbers or records. The best quarterback I ever saw throw the ball, it was Dan. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's punch out number 3 for Chris Sale, 1 down. I understand he never won the Super Bowl, but Dan Marino was on some really, they weren't bad teams because he was on them, but as far as the talent they had, and the defenses and the other supporting cast, he was on some very mediocre teams. Say it all the time, but he only played with one Hall of Famer ever, and it was the center. First pitch on the way to Duran, lefty-lefty matchup. Swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Really like those caps that the Braves are wearing tonight, but I've got like 3 versions of that. I mean, they basically change it just a little bit every year, so I think I'll stay with what I've got. The 0-1. Up top, slider hit the zone. Bad call by Blue. 1-1. A 1-1 count. Slider down in. 2-1. 100% of that pitch hit the zone. Looking at it up on the pitch track, that wasn't a questionable call. That was just a flat-out blown call. I don't know what Blue was looking at. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, chops it foul off the plate, 2-2. Duran walked his first time up. Neil likes Roger Staubach. He must be a Cowboys fan. Joe Montana was surrounded by legendary players. Can you imagine Dan Marino with Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Roger Craig on his offense? The 2-2 pitch, swing, That ball's going to get laced into right field. It's going to go up against the wall. Eli White plays it off to Karam, and the runner heads to third, and it's a triple. So that blown call by Blue probably just cost us the base runner on the paths. And they have got, Eli probably didn't know it was going to do that. They've got a banner out there on the wall, and when it hits that banner, it's very soft, and it kind of deadens the ball. So you're going to have to be aggressive if it's heading towards that banner on the wall, because it's not going to come off like a typical carom. It's almost like it's hitting a pillow right in that one spot. I'm sorry, I said Eli. That was Stuart Fairchild. First pitch on the way to Devers is a swing, and just got a piece of it. Slider. It's 0-1. Braves lead it 2-0. Infield's back and to the right with Devers at the plate. The 0-1 count. Slider in the dirt, 1-1. One from Sale. 35th pitch of the night on the way. Brings it. Rips it foul. Chops it down the third base line, 1-2. Sale could use a big strikeout here, but a pop-out would do just as well. He got Devers to chase on a slider his first time up. The 1-2. Fastball. Tried to get him to pop up that 98-mile-an-hour high heat, 2-2. Devers was the third baseman for the Red Sox when they signed Alex Bregman. They gave him the job mainly because Devers is really bad defensively at third base. I mean, historically bad. And Bregman's one of the best in the business, so it's a no-brainer. He threw a temper tantrum and didn't want to leave third base, didn't want to be a designated hitter. Finally agreed to it. Is the 2-2. Way outside wide, 3-2. So what do you do here? Do you walk him, pitch around him, and risk the walk, or do you go right after him with the runner at third? Then there was a devastating injury to their first baseman a few weeks ago, and they talked about moving him to first, and he said he absolutely would not. The payoff pitch, slider, bang foul, and out of play. Will do it again. And I kind of understood the argument on his side is the fact that he's never played first before, and you just want him to go pick up a first baseman's glove in the middle of the season. I get that. But with the addition of the other stuff is the payoff pitch, outside wide, ball 4. So they tried to get him to chase, but that slider was way too high in the zone, and he was not taking, or not biting, I should say. He'll head down to first, and Chris Sale has himself a little bit of trouble. Runners at first and second, one out, and Bregman coming to the plate. So the Braves will set the defense back into the left double play depth. Bregman will be a tough out from that side. First pitch to Alex, 98 up top, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Same exact spot that pitch against Duran was called for a ball. Exact same spot. We're looking at the comparison side by side. The 0-1 swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. On deck is Ref Snyder, and he's put a couple of good clubs on the Braves over the last few years. He's not a household name, but Ref Snyder's a pretty good right-handed bat, especially against lefties. The 0-2 count. Sale comes set, brings it. Swing. Ropes it down the third base side. Foul towards the dugout. The 0-2. That ball must have went in there, Snicker and Kranitz, because they're wide awake right now. They just flashed into the dugout. Nobody's snoozing. The 0-2. Sale brings it. Slider, did he go around? He did not. 1-2. Tried to get him to bite at one in the dirt. Looking at the side view, he definitely held up. 1-2 count. Sale comes set, looks in, and brings it. Caught looking, strike three. 97 on the inside track. Caught looking, 2 away. Good pitch by Sale. I think Bregman was looking for that slider again. That just froze him. 100% of that ball hit the zone. Bregman, I mean, I don't know what he's arguing there. That pitch was absolutely in the zone. He didn't like it, but he didn't make a big complaint about it. That's a big out, number 2. Now if Sale can get Refsnyder here, the 2 outs will be cooking. First pitch on the way to Refsnyder. Slider, there goes the runner. Bad throw to second. Ozzie is getting deked into possibly chasing Devers, but they screw up the rundown, and they're going to tag Devers. I don't know if the runner at third, Durand, got the recall because he just stood there. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
God gives the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. When did I sign up for the war? When did I enlist?
Facebook just killed me. Dear Santa, I am writing this on the day after Xmas, and I am very sad. I only received one of the 2 presents I asked for. Since you ate my cookies, I will assume that my missing gift was a mistake. I will give you 1 week to fix this, Jeremy. Dear Jeremy, I am sorry you are disappointed with your presents. You asked for 2 very expensive presents, and Santa can only do so much. You need to learn to be grateful for what you have, not upset about what you don't. If you continue to complain, I will have no choice but to add you to the naughty list next year, Santa. Dear Fatty, your threats don't scare me. I played your game and you did not deliver. This is not okay. I will give you 1 week and then you will pay. Jeremy. P.S. I don't know why you care that it's expensive when you have elf slaves to make things for you. I think you are naughty for having slaves. Period, Jeremy.
Ichiro finished his first season, leading the American League in at-bats, hits, batting average, and stolen bases, won a Gold Glove Award, and was voted Rookie of the Year and MVP. It would be his first of 9 consecutive 200-hit seasons, breaking a record set by Wee Willie Keeler a century earlier in 1901. Other big league clubs were now eager to sign the next Ichiro.
That's a great thing about globalization, that people can take this thing that you played with and invented, and maybe to some degree spoiled with whatever's going on here, and it can go to an entirely different place and be recreated and regrown as if it's a hybrid flower of some kind, and come back and show you the game maybe in a different way, and maybe in a way it used to be that you hadn't thought of in a long time.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup, the 1-0. Misses well inside 2-0. Ozuna struck out his first time up. Braves lead it 2-0. We're in the top of the 4th. Big kick, swing, fouls it back, 2-1. Crochet, by the way, at 39 pitches. The 2-1. Up top. 2-2. So he's in very good shape as far as that's concerned. The 2-2. Swing, rips it over to short. Backhanded by Story. High throw. Is he going to get him? Man, he barely got him. Any other runner on the planet is safe. That throw was extraordinarily high. I don't know why he was rushing it like that. But he did, and the throw was well north. Sogard had to leap to the top of his jump to even make that catch, and then tagged Ozuna on the chest coming by. First pitch on the way to Olsen is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Hanger inside, 2-0. Olsen with a solo shot his first time up. Standing on deck is Smurf, the 2-0 pitch. Swing! That ball's lifted into right center field, but drifting over, making the running catch is Rafael, the center fielder for the Boston Red Sox, 2 down. Sean Murphy will come to the plate. He backed up Olsen's home run with a solo shot of his own. That's how we got to the 2-0 score. First pitch on the way to Smurf. Foul back. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Sweeper. That's a nasty pitch. 0-2. Sean's going to take his his timeout with 2 strikes. The 0-2. Did he go around? He may have. No, he didn't. First base umpire, Tom Hanahan, said he held up. That was close. We'll take it. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Here in the 4th. The pitch. Another sweeper tried to get him to chase. That one was nowhere near the zone. 2-2. Two count. Crochet. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th, leading 2-0 with the conductor at the wheel.
Ruby, what do you want? Hamburger? Hamburger? French fries? French fries? Fart. Ruby!
Dear Jeremy, you are being a very bad little boy because you cannot be happy with what you have. I have talked to your parents and told them to take away your Wii U. Wow. Now you have nothing. Once you learn to be grateful, perhaps you can have it back. I am very disappointed in you, Jeremy. You will need to be an extra good boy this year if you want to make it back on the nice list. Dear Santa, I do not like that stunt you pulled. You are on my naughty list. Now be afraid. Enjoy your cookies next year. Jeremy was not playing.
I have still 2 gloves that I've carded across all the years, and I have them for a purpose. One selfish, one familial. The selfish reason is I love them. I love them because they remind me of what I was when I was a kid, and they allow me to still be a kid when I hold the gloves. I can still see my parents, I can still see the apartment we lived in, all of those things. The familial reason is that my kids, like a lot of kids today, have an excess of things, material things. But my boys who played baseball, when they were 12, 13, or 14, they would occasionally come to me and say, Dad, I can't find my stuff. I can't find my catcher's equipment. You know where my bats went? And I'd go get one of the gloves and I'd say, hold it up and I'd say, I've had this since 1954. I know where this is. Go find your stuff and don't lose it.
Welcome back, Braves country. Beautiful Friday night evening here in Boston. It doesn't appear we're going to run into a lot of bad weather here in Boston this weekend. I was checking the weather report. Overnight, they're expecting a little bit of rain, but nothing crazy, and smooth sailing on the Saturday night and Sunday morning game. First pitch on the way is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Rifle back foul from Ref Snyder. It's 0-1. Ref Snyder was at the plate last inning when Devers was caught in a pickle on a rundown. They were trying to bait into a run, and Duran missed the assignment. Is he 0-1? Swing and miss 0-2. He's standing over at third. He's got very good speed. And so they put the play on, and he goes, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way. And when Ozzie looks him back, he retreats instantly. Well, when he does that, he's basically hung Devers out to dry. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Got him with the slider one away. Either he missed the sign or he didn't understand what he was supposed to be doing, because what they were trying to do is get Devers in a pickle, and Ozzie have to make a choice. Does he go after him at third, in between third and home, or does he chase down Devers? Well, Duran made it easy for him. He just headed right back to third, and by the time is the first pitch on the way is a slider. At the knees, it's 0-1. By the time he tagged the bag and then started heading towards home, he was maybe a third of the way down when Ozzie was able to make the play and the Braves tag out Rafaela. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled back by Campbell. It's 0-2. See that play work a lot and work well. The Braves snuffed that out to perfection. The 0-2, 97, just misses out of the zone. 1-2. Chris is at 51 pitches, so he's pretty good on that front. He doesn't have a long inning here. The 1-2. Smurf sets outside wide. Pitch just down and in. That'll even up the count. 2-2 count. Sale brings it. Swing, pops it up. Campbell slams the bat. It's going to be an easy F9 in the scorecard. 2 away. Chris Sale is at 5 strikeouts, by the way. I don't think I've updated that in a while. He does have the 2 walks. One of them was kind of an intentional walk when he pitched around Devers. Garrett Crochet sits at 4 strikeouts. Sale with 2 hits allowed, Crochet 4. Of course, the big number, the 0 on the scoreboard that Sale has put up. First 3 2/3. First pitch on the way. Chopper back towards the mound. Over Sale's head. Allen's got to hurry. He'll fire it across the diamond and gun him down. And that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. We head to the top of the 5th. Leading by 2. Ozzie and Michael when we return.
Call a business owned by a broad and ask to speak to the man in charge. Be a man.
There was 1,000 Brits and 1,000 Americans. Who do you think would win in a fight?
I can't believe I'm about to say this as a Brit, but I've got to be honest. The question there was who would win in a fight between America and the UK. Yeah, the UK doesn't stand a chance. I'm a Brit in America. I have been around Americans. I've spent many months in America, right? What are we going to do with our little butter knives? Nothing. The Americans would simply look at the Brits and say, let's go. Yeah, the Brits would turn up with their marmalade sandwiches, Paddington Bear, and their butter knives. What are the Brits going to do? This fight has already happened between the Brits and America. Yeah. And they won with farmers and pitchforks. What makes you think us Brits, yeah, tally-ho, are going to turn up and win? I'm sorry, it hurts me to say it as a Brit, but I've been around Americans. I understand how Americans are, yeah? It ain't happening. It's game over for the Brits, mate. It's done. See you later, King Charles. See you later, pal.
It crashed into the top of the tower.
I woke up the morning of September 11th. I had an appearance in Manhattan, waiting for a car service to pick me up. My phone rings. It's the car service saying, "You still going?" I said, "Yeah, why?" I hadn't turned the TV on. He said, "Well, a plane flew into the World Trade Center." Well, I turned on the TV, and then the second plane hit the World Trade Center.
The tragedy was too great to comprehend. The country was in shock. No one knew what was going to happen next. Planes were grounded. Schools and businesses were closed. The financial markets shut down. Major League Baseball canceled all games indefinitely.
First pitch on the way to Ozzie to start us off in the inning is chop foul, cutter on the inner side, just below his hands. It's 0-1. Ball bounced into the dugout, and the 0-1 swing and a miss, 0-2. Orlando Arcia got up there and got himself a souvenir. I guess he's figuring his days may be numbered. Might as well get as many souvenirs as he can. The 0-2 swing, golfs that one towards left. That should be an easy play. It is. F7 in your scorecard. 2 down. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. We've got good news in the Bronx. New York Yankees all over the Mets, 4-0 in the bottom of the third. And I believe they've chased the starter out. They're at commercial break, and it says bottom third, 2 outs. I might have missed something. I'm not really focused on it. First pitch on the way to Money Mike is a cutter at the knees. It's 0-1. Harris singled his first time up. Pirates and Phillies, they are in a rain delay. They've yet to begin that game. The 0-1 down and away, 1-0. Nats and O's here on rivalry weekend. Bottom of the third, it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch swung on, hit hard on the ground over to second, but it's going to be an easy 4-3 put out for Campbell, 2 away. Tigers 2-0 over the Blue Jays. They're in the fourth, as we are in the fifth, 2-0 Atlanta, just in case you're just joining us. Rays and Marlins, it's 1-1 in the fourth. Cardinals and Royals, they're scoreless in the second. First pitch on the way to Stuart Fairchild is a swing and miss fastball. It's 0-1. Rangers, Astros, 0-0. They just got going in the top of the first. And the Brewers and Twins, same thing, 0-0 in the first. The 0-1 slices it back foul. It's 0-2. With the sinker up top. Later on tonight, Rockies and Diamondbacks at 9:40. Mariners and Padres. Angels and Dodgers, and the A's take on the Giants. And that's your out-of-town scoreboard. The Cubs clubbed the White Sox earlier today, 13-3. And an early start got the Reds all over the Guardians early on and held on to win 5-4. That's in the books. The 0-2's in the dirt, 1-2. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Atlanta. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Boston. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the high cheese. Fairchild, man, I bet he's like, man, you'll finally give me a start. I got to face this clown. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Oh, God. Just keep your mouth shut. You just making it worse.
I'm just feeling really down these days, and I don't know why. Have you exercised today? No. Did you go outside? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. Did you eat well? No. Did you limit your scrolling time? No. Did you make any plans? No. Did you drink enough water? No. Did you get enough sleep? No. Wait, yes. Yes to that one. Yeah, no, it's what a mystery.
Over the next few days, the nation slowly began to regroup. Thousands made their way to New York to help search the rubble for survivors. Only a handful were found. They're still trying to find people, Derek Jeter, a resident of Manhattan, said. I really don't think it's the right time to play baseball. On Friday, September 14th, Commissioner Bud Selig announced that baseball would begin again the following Monday.
Following Monday, when they opened Wall Street, the streets were ringed with men with machine guns. There was still smoke pouring out of the pyre of the World Trade Center. A cop recognizes me. He says, "How are you?" I said, I'm all right. I'm all right. "How are you?" He said, "I'm worried." I said, "Yeah, I'm worried too." He said, "I'm worried about the Mets." And I sort of snapped out of it. I said, "You're worried about the Mets?" He said, "Yeah, well, I mean, the season resumes tonight. I'm really worried. You're in Pittsburgh. I mean, do you think they've got enough to get back in the pennant race? I mean, they were doing so well, and can they catch the Braves?" I said, "How on earth could that possibly matter? We're standing, I mean, the smoke coming up from behind us." And when he says, "Well," he says, "it doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't matter. I got 300 friends dead. It doesn't matter." He says, but tonight, 7 o'clock, and all day the rest of today, I can look forward to 7 o'clock where I can put my feet up and pretend it does matter.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Chris Sale goes back to work. Bottom of the fifth we go. Flips a slider below the knees of Sogard. It's 1-0. Nick Sogard singled his first time up. He's batting .263. 616 OPS. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Sogard, by trait, has been a corner outfielder. Kind of forced into position by the injury by Tristan Cassis and Devers' refusal to play the spot, the 1-1. That ball's chopped right back to the mound. It's a comebacker. Sale falls, somehow grabs the ball, throws to first base from his wallet. 1-3 put out. What a play by Chris Sale. Holy Toledo. Kind of slipped off the back or the front of the mound, but it was to his back. He was kind of almost moonwalking as he grabbed the ball in between his legs. Wow. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Lefty-righty matchup. Here comes Narvaez. Four-seam fastball, misses high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Chris Sale comes set. Lifts the red glove and kicks. 95 just misses high and away. 2-0. Chris Sale, 2 hits allowed. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Crochet, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 4 hits, but the 2 big home runs. The 2-0. Fastball right there on the inner track. It's 2-1. Narvaez struck out his first time up, the number 8 hitter, batting .269. The 2-1. 97 up top, 2-2. That's still concerning. Quinn Walcott called it because he said he went around. The pitch was in the zone. Anyways, the entire pitch was in the zone. It wasn't even an iffy spot. The 2-2. Swing, fouls it back. 97 fastball will do it again. Seeing 2 teams tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch as it's the Fox game of the week. And then we are 1:35 on Sunday. 2-2 count. Chris Sale comes set. His 63rd of the evening, lets her rip. Swats the slider down the line. That's going to bend out of play. Just over there in that area near the tarps where it jets out a little bit. Catch made by looks like a Celtics fan. He might be at the wrong stadium. Braves 2, Red Sox nothing. Of course, this is the reunion of 2 teams that once shared this city. They even shared ballparks from time to time. The 2-2 from Sale. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Number 6 on the night, 2 away. Two down. Red Sox started play in 1901, who at that time were called the Boston Americans. As the first pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball. It's 1-0. They stayed the Americans through 1907 and then became the Red Sox. The Braves were originally the Red Stockings in Boston. The 1-0. Right there, it's 1-1. Atlanta Braves changed from the Red Stockings to the Red Caps in 1876, the beginning of the National League. They were in the National Association as the 1-1's fouled back. It's 1-2. They were in the National Association before that, winning 4 of 5 pennants. And at that time, those were the world titles. They even won there was one somewhat of, it's called a pre-World Series, pre-modern World Series, and the Braves won that in 1872. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Number 7 on the night for Mr. Chris Sale. We head to the 6th. Let's get it going, Braves country. All aboard.
Whoa, whoa. Chicka, 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 chicka. Whoa, whoa.
Hey, I know y'all do stuff different in Africa, but this ain't gonna fly in my American church. A South African pastor who claims to heal people by farting in their face claims he farts the Holy Spirit. Ain't no way. First of all, if you fart the Holy Spirit, I fart cash register sounds. Can't believe y'all letting that man sit down on y'all face. Y'all ain't scared of mist? Yeah, it goes through cotton. You can't even really see it. It's like a spooky dookie. Our people don't think. Not every day is gonna be a fart. But I can't see how y'all let them sit on y'all face after 2 or 3 sermons. You know you sweat on the pulpit. Now you smell like Holy Ghost nuts.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
You're out of luck because that's like all I got, dude. I'm like 95% cringe, and then it stops because I didn't have enough to get 100%. So it's just cringe, and that's on. Embrace the cringe!
The New York Yankees' first game was in Chicago.
The remarkable part was we go out there and in the stands you see We Love New York, and we're in Chicago, and you know that, you know, in Boston they were playing New York, New York. That type of stuff just gave you goosebumps when you realized that it was just a country coming together. And our baseball was there to distract the people from, you know, thinking about the horrors that just went on.
First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is a strike right there on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Allen singled his first time out, then caught stealing. The 0-1 bangs it foul over the first base side. 0-2. Allen batting .263 on the year, a .621 OPS. Standing on deck is Eli. In the hole, Riley, so 3 righties. The 0-2, high and out of the zone. 1-2. Mets have scored a run to make it 4-1. Yankees lead that one in the 4th in the Bronx. The 1-2, swing, bangs a sweeper down the first base side, foul, just out of play, very close to where that last foul ball went last inning when the Braves were on defense as it jets out near the tarps. That one actually stayed in play, but it hit the screen and rolled away. The 1-2, high and inside, 97, close shave. Man, was that close. Allen had to bend out of the way, but that will even up the count. You don't mind taking one for the team, but you don't want to take one of those. The 2-2, swing, rattles it foul off the mask of Narvaez. Do it again. Two count. The pitch, swing, dribbles it over to third. Should be an easy 5-3 put out. Bregman to Sogard. It is. One down. Top of the order will flip over for the 3rd time. Eli White, who is 0 for 2. First pitch, 92 up top, misses just a touch out of the zone. 1-0. Eli struck out swinging, popped out, and now he'll ground out. Easy banger over to short, 6-3 put out, 2 down. Austin Riley, the batter. A quick moving game here in Boston so far. Knock on wood. And my dogs go nuts because they think it's the door. I knew I was risking that the moment I did it, but 2 down. Austin Riley takes the first pitch well inside. 97 misses. It's 1-0. Riley struck out and popped out. Welcome in, Jason. Grab you an armchair and a cold one. We're here in the 6th inning as the 1-0 sweeper misses down. Ball 2-0. Y'all haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. It's free and let you know when we're going live. We bring you every Atlanta Braves ball game. The 2-0 swing pops it up. Can of corn, man, that one darn near bring rain. Bregman will wait for it to come down. He'll finally catch it about midfield on a fair catch, and Boston will take over on downs when we return. Braves lead it 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in Fenway.
Smoking meth and posting Bible quotes on Facebook does not make you a Methodist.
When I committed to Florida State, the things that happened to me and my family was unbelievable. Living in the state of Alabama, 35 minutes from Tuscaloosa. I mean, my mailbox getting beat down. Thank the Lord, Home Depot had these mailboxes you could stick in the ground. I still don't have grass that grows in my front yard at my hometown house. Somebody poisoned my grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I smelled gasoline. Fans would send my grandmother hate mail. You going at grandma? Just because her grandson ain't going to Alabama?
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning, Derek Jeter came to bat.
Young Hun Kim trying to send this game to the 11th.
It was 4 minutes after midnight on November 1st.
Taking care of the first 2 here in the 10th. Jeter hits it into right. Back at the wall. Game over. Yankees win and the series is tied.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way to Duran, the leadoff hitter for the Boston Red Sox. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. Sale, pitch number 70. Fastball at the knees. It's 1-1. Man, do I hope we win tonight. Like I hope that every night. But during the postgame show, you'll see why. I finally got something to come in. 1-1 off the plate, 2-1. Something I'll only use when we win, and you'll get it once you see it. I don't want to spoil the surprise. It took a few days to get. Is the 2-1 pitch, swing, fouls it back, 2-2. 2-2 count. Post-game show will be on YouTube for you Country Club members, and it'll also be on TikTok on Braves Country X for those of y'all who are not Country Club members. The 2-2 count. Lefty, Chris Sale looks into Smurf, who's set up on the outside. The pitch, swing, that ball's rifled back into center field, and it's a leadoff single for the Red Sox. So a good piece of hitting there to start the inning off for Duran. Hard hit ball, brought it back towards Sale and over his head and into center field. Just right of the bag. Allen tried to give a go at it, but that ball was hit too far to his left. First pitch on the way to Devers is fisted over towards third. Riley's got it. L6 in your scorecard. One down. He looked back hoping Duran had drifted off the plate. Drifted off the bag, but he was right there, so he scampered back. Braves 2, Red Sox nothing, bottom of the sixth. Sale comes set. First pitch to Bregman. Slider down and in. 1-0. The 1-0. Flips it over to first, keep the runner close by. Infield is back and to the left, setting up for a double play possibility. The 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. 2-0 count. Here comes Sale, brings it. Nice slider right there at the knees, 2-1. He's keeping an eye on the runner at first, making sure he doesn't try to take off, but I don't think there's a lot you can do about that if you're Sale. You're just going to have to live with it if he takes off. Focus on the batter at the plate because he can tie the game with one swing. The 2-1 to Bregman. Slider misses well outside, 3-1. 3-1 count. Lefty righty Bregman standing in with 11 home runs and a .311 batting average. Here's the pitch. Swing, pops it up. High into right field, but not quite deep enough. Stuart Fairchild will make the catch for a long out number 2. They got that short porch out there in right field. I mean, it comes up just below your hip. You're wondering about the Red Sox bullpen. They're about middle of the road in Major League Baseball. As Refsnyder stands in, he could tie it up with a swing. He's just coming back into the fold this year. He has just the 2 home runs, but he's got power from the right side, especially against lefties. Red Sox ranked number 14 in baseball in bullpen ERA. Slider flips it up there to Refsnyder, misses below the zone. It's 1-0. Sale's sitting at 80, so if he can get out of this inning relatively quickly here, we'll see him for the 7th most likely. The 1-0 from Sale. Another slider hits the top of the zone, the entire pitch in the zone. And Bozo the Clown, otherwise known as Quinn Wolcott, calls it for a ball. Even the Boston feed is questioning that pitch. The 2-0 count. Slider right in there, 2-1. But once again, that changes the at-bat. I mean, you're talking about a difference between a 1-2 and a 2-1. And you feel like you have to just kind of flip the slider in there. You can't use the high part of the zone, which is absurd because he's not giving the bottom part of the zone either. The 2-1, and they got him picked off. They're going to flip it to first. Olson's going to give chase. Throws it to Ozzie and got him in the pickle. He'll go grab his glove because that ends the inning. Braves essentially get him down in order after the rundown, and we'll be back in a flash. We go to the 7th. Marcell Ozuna leads us off.
You guys, I got on the scale this morning, and let me tell you, the armor of God is heavy. Isn't it great to know that he's always there?
I woke up today, I said, you know what, I'm gonna look cute. I'm gonna actually look like a girl. I'm gonna put some makeup on. I decided to straighten my hair. Outfit trash, but you know what, we did the makeup. Class is canceled. So you mean to tell me I fought for my life for this eyeliner for nobody to see it?
Hey, I don't know who I need to talk to in order to put this in action, but I think buying groceries with no food stamps should help boost your credit score.
What is a random baby name that you 100% will be naming your kid no matter what your spouse says?
I'm going to name him Wussel, so people think he has a speech impediment.
In Game 6, Randy Johnson came through again for Arizona, and they beat New York 15-2 in Phoenix. In Game 7, for the third time, Curt Schilling started for Arizona. Roger Clemens again pitched for New York.
Curt Schilling, who last night guaranteed a victory, saying we're going to win. The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the 9th, bases loaded. Infield in, 1 out.
The one problem is Rivera throws inside the left-handers, and left-handers get a lot of broken bat hits into the shallow part of the outfield. That's the danger in bringing the infield in with a guy like Rivera on the mound.
There's just enough time in baseball to see tragedy or triumph headed your way. Season's over.
The Diamondbacks are world champions.
Welcome back, Braves country. Garrett Crochet goes back out there for a 7th inning. He's only at 70 pitches, giving up just the 2 runs. First pitch on the way. 93 misses out of the zone. It's 1-0. You're just joining us. The 2 runs came off of solo shots by the Atlanta Braves as the 1-0 fouled back. It's 1-1. Back-to-back at-bats in the 2nd inning, one by Olson on a fastball outside that he drove over the Green Monster, and one by Murphy right after him that he pulled over the Green Monster. The 1-1 swing, slices that one foul. It's 1-2. Ozuna has struck out. He's grounded out. The ground out was a very close play at second on a bad throw. Ozuna, I mean, we all know his wheels are, they fell off that wagon a long time ago. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. 2-2 count. If you missed the news today, the Braves brought Dylan Dodd up in replace of Bryce Elder, who went back down. 2-2 pitch, swing, fouls that back. We'll do it again. Spencer Strider is going to start beginning of the week next week, most likely Tuesday. They haven't made it official yet, but that's what we're assuming. And that's the spot that Bryce Elder would pitch, so they've sent him down. The 2-2, swing, pops it up, high, towards the third base dugout, bounces into the crowd. Dodd is no longer stretched out as a starter. He's been doing relief. He's got a 3 ERA, but that's some knucklehead that was arguing with me on X about this earlier today, and I'm like, dude, he's got a lifetime ERA north of 7. I don't care what his AAA numbers say. I've seen the guy pitch. He's not likely to get in unless the game is out of hand one way or the other. The 2-2, in and high, full count. He was making it sound like there was a good chance that he was going to be the second coming of Dennis Eckersley. The payoff pitch, swing, hammers that down the line. The only thing that hurts about him going and no longer in the starting lineup, or stretch as a starter, is that you would like for Dylan Dodd to be a piece you could trade for something, because he's not really a major league starter. The payoff pitch, caught looking, strike three, cutter on the outside. Ozuna doesn't like it, questioning the call, but it did look like that one hit the black. He did draw 9 pitches on that at bat, so he did get that done. Maybe drive up Crochet's pitch count a little bit. First pitch on the way to Olson. Swing and fouls it back. It's 0-1. Crochet now just at 80 pitches here in the 7th. The 0-1. Swing, rifles that foul down the third base line. Touch behind that, it's 0-2. 0-2 count, very low pitch count for Crochet at this point. 81 pitches. Came into the inning with just 70. The 0-2. Swing, hits it back up the middle. That's going to dribble through for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves got something cooking. Let's go, Braves country.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Chopper through the middle. Good diving attempt by Christian Campbell. Just past his outstretched glove. And Sean Murphy comes to the plate. Here's the first pitch on the way. Swing. Rifles it foul, 95 miles an hour and out of play. It's 0-1. Murphy 1 for 2 with the solo shot. Batting .229 on the year. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 96 miles an hour. Top shelf outer edge. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Crochet shaking off his battery made a couple of times. Here comes the pitch. Swing. Cutter fouls it back. Something that Chris Sale says he has never done in his baseball career, no matter what spot. He's never shook off his catcher. Whatever his catcher calls, he just goes, all right, I'm bringing it. The 0-2. Swing, pops that up. Back behind home plate, but it'll fall safely into the crowd. Braves lead it 2-0. We're here in the top of the 7th inning. Getting ready for the 7th inning stretch. The 0-2. Way outside wide. They fire it down to first. Back behind the runner. Olson easily back. I don't know what would make someone think Olson's going to take off, but Narvaez was just checking. 1-2 count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing, just got a piece of that. Maybe a stitch or so. Stay alive. Sean Murphy. Hit off of somebody. I thought it hit off of Murph, but he really didn't make much of a reaction. So maybe that hit off of the catcher's equipment. The 1-2. Swing, that one I know got his foot. Man, he can't catch a break today. It's 1-2. You're a catcher. You get enough things hit you when you're behind home plate. You don't need your own batted ball smacking you in the leg. 1-2 count. Crochet comes set. The pitch. Swing. That ball's rifled into left field. That's going to get through for a base hit. So, all right, we got runners on first and second. 1 out. And Ozzie Albies coming to the plate. See how much longer they'll go with Crochet with his pitch count. Remember, he threw 106 pitches his last outing. They're coming out there to talk to him on the mound. But I believe that's the pitching coach, Andrew Bailey. That is not Alex Cora. But there is a righty warming up in the bullpen. So I guess they're going to give him a chance to face, my guess would be Ozzie and then Michael. Because Ozzie has a little more pop from the right side, but you got Michael Harris, the lefty, standing on deck. And then after that, they would bring the righty in if the inning were still going to face Fairchild, which they would probably pinch hit for Verdugo. First pitch on the way to Ozzie is four-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. He's at 91 pitches. I mean, he could face the next two batters, but see how much steam he has left. The 1-0 swing, chops that down towards third. That's off the glove of Bregman, and everybody's gotta be safe with an infield single by the Wiz.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
Hard banged ball to Hopper into the glove of Bregman. Just kind of bounced out of his glove, and as it rolled away, all the runners were safe. No chance to get Olsen, who was sliding into third, and Ozzie with his speed, not a chance. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss cutter to Harris. It's 0-1. Most likely Crochet's last batter, though. I mean, honestly, I couldn't see who's warming in the bullpen, but I would rather have Crochet versus Fairchild than I would the righty versus Verdugo. The 0-1's off the edge. It's 1-1. You know they're not going to let Fairchild stay in the game. Maybe Michael will slam one and we won't have to worry about it. The 1-1, swing and a miss, it's 1-2. Went with the cutter. Crochet now at 95 pitches. Top of the 7th. The 1-2. Crochet comes set. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was good morning, good afternoon, and good night. He chased that cutter 4 or 5 inches off the plate. 2 down. So now you got the bases juiced. Stuart Fairchild is due up, and they are going to let Crochet go. I kind of figured you don't bring the right-hander to bring in to face Verdugo. First pitch on the way to Fairchild is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Fairchild grounded into a double play and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Batting 107. The 0-1 down and in, 1-1. It does make you wonder why you don't pinch hit here with somebody. You got a few guys you can take off the bench and put into the outfield. Have a better right-hander than Fairchild to face Crochet. 1-1. Down below the knees. Well below the knees. Called for a strike. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Bases are loaded. Braves with a golden opportunity, but it's all up to Stuart Fairchild. How was Stuart Fairchild 7 for 20, 350 lifetime versus the Red Sox? The 1-2. Down below the knee sweeper, misses. Ball 2-2-2. Is that like in another lifetime? 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing. Just got a piece of it. Look at some of the options they would have on the bench. I'm talking from the right-handed standpoint. Is the 2-2 pitch. Crochet kicks, swing and a miss, strike 3. But yeah, they definitely shouldn't have left Fairchild up there with the bases loaded. Game on the line. We'll be back in a flash. That one did not work out here in Braves country.
What are you doing? Excuse me? Are you really drinking a beer?
Welcome back. Ref Snyder leads us off. Chris Sale going back out there for a 7th inning of work. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. 94 up top. Misses high. It's 1-0. Braves clinging to a 2-run lead. Had the bases loaded. One out. Couldn't get anything done last inning. The 1-0. 95 inside. 2-0. Ref Snyder 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. The 2-0 from Sale. Right there at the knees, 2-1. Sale has looked like vintage Chris Sale so far. Still probably about an inning to go, but so far you got to like what you see. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits allowed. The 2-1 pitch. Rifles it foul down the line. 2-2. If Sale can get him through the 7th inning, I would set up pretty nicely. Depending on where you're at in the order, you would either go to Dylan Lee or Pierce Johnson and then Iglesias to save it. The 2-2. That ball's wrecked over the left field wall, and that's a 2-1 game. Told you Ref Snyder could put one into the seats, and he has done that. It is 2-1. A solo shot, his 3rd of the year. A hard-hitting right-handed bat of Ref Snyder has cut the lead in half. He's got a little too much of the plate. That was right down Main Street. So Sale go back to work. You'd like to get him through this 7th inning. First pitch to Campbell is a slider right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Rocks and fires. Slider on the outer edge, 1-1. Much as he's been pinching these pitchers, it's amazing we've got such a low-scoring game. Just tells you how good this pitching matchup was tonight. Yankees lead the Mets 6-1, so good news there. The 1-1. Fastball right down the pipe, 1-2. Phillies and Pirates have gotten going, and they're in the 2nd inning scoreless in Philadelphia. The 1-2. Swing, lifts it into center field. Running in, making the catch is Harris. Nice little Friday night jog for the out, one down. He's been kind of by his lonesome out there with the strikeouts and the groundouts, and the hasn't been a whole lot of action out there to center field tonight. Daysbull Hernandez is warming up in the pen. So buckle up. You know how he can be effectively wild. First pitch on the way. 98. Right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Braves need to get some insurance runs. They don't need another good start by Sale wasted. The 0-1. Rifled down the first base line. It's 0-2. (0-2) count. Story digging in. Here's the pitch. Swing. Chases that slider off the plate to stay alive. We'll do it one more time. The 0-2. Sale comes set. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Number 8 on the night, 2 down. Good pitch by Sale. just wore Story down and finally got him to chase the slider that was just out of the zone. That'll bring Sogard to the plate. Chris Sale sitting at 95 pitches. So if this isn't his last batter, he doesn't have many more. Lefty righty. Here's the first pitch. Slider right there at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1. It's funny, in a pitcher's duel, all 3 runs are solo shots. Your screen hasn't been updated, but it is 2-1 Atlanta. The 0-1 outside wide, 1-1. And Adam, just FYI, I don't control that scoreboard. 1-1 count. High and out of the zone, 2-1. Gary just told Adam to go sit down. The 2-1 count, 2 down. Lefty righty. That ball's belted down the third base line. It's going to go off the green monster. Barehanded by Eli. He'll fire it towards second, and he's going to get him. He's going to get him. He got caught with his hand in his cookie jar, and that should end the inning. We'll see if they want to challenge that, but he had that beaten by a mile. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. If they challenge it, we'll come back. I don't think they are.
Congratulations. You got on my nerves again today. Woo!
Okay, so here are 3 things that I think only America does. Now, the Red Cups are definitely an American thing. I've never ever seen them in the UK. I don't think they exist. When you're in America, they're in every bar, every home, every house party. They'll have Red Cups. Number 2, wearing footwear indoors. Now, I've been to a few American homes and they're completely fine with you wearing shoes inside. I don't know if this is just something in the UK we do, but we always take our shoes off before we enter the building. It surprises me every time. I mean, I still take my shoes off. It's just a habit. The last thing that I think only America does has to be taking your bank card from you. When you're paying for a meal, they will take your card away, run off somewhere in the back, put the price in, and then return with your card and a receipt. And you just kind of have to pray that they haven't added on an extra $100. We are taught back in England to never give your card to anyone. So this is something I think only America does.
Cheese dogs. Cheese dogs. That's what we have. You mean hot dogs? No, they don't want them. What is a cheese dog? I've never heard of a cheese dog.
The greatest home run hitter of all time, Hank Aaron, opens trading today at the New York Stock Exchange. And the market promptly hits a home run for investors. The Dow now up 23% for the year. NASDAQ, with all its tech stocks, up an astonishing 71% for the year.
It's the 8th inning. Let's get some runs, Braves Country. Adam, if you're laying down, Gary says sit up and then go sit down and then lay down again. Good play by Eli. I'm a little surprised he tried to. I guess maybe he hasn't heard that Eli White normally plays right field. But anyways, very good play by White. He barehanded it off the wall. Is the first pitch on the way from the new pitcher, right-hander Weisert is inside to Nick Allen. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Good tag by Ozzie, too. He waited for the runner. A lot of times guys will try to lean for him and they'll miss him and the guy gets the bag. It's the 1-0. Misses in. It's 2-0. Weisert, 3.44 ERA in 19 appearances. The 2-0 pitch. 95 on the outer edge. Called for a strike, 2-1. 2-1 count. He's going inside, outside, outside. All just on the outer edge. The 2-1 swing hit back to the pitcher, off the pitcher's back. It's a comebacker, literally. It's going to be a 1-3 put out, one down. Weisert appears to be okay. Chopper that got him right in the back, and probably kind of, or I'm sorry, I got him in the arm, but it got him at the top of the arm, so he's probably pretty fortunate where it did get him. And it's Nick Allen swinging the bat, so he's probably didn't get hit very hard. First pitch on the way, it's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball inside. It's 1-0. That probably wouldn't even break paper mache. The 1-0 count. Brings it. Outside wide, called for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, swing, rips it over to third, line drive out, quickly to away. Two outs. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Riley takes a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right down Main Street. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, 0 for 3, the strikeout and 2 pop-outs. 8 home runs on the year. We could use number 9 right here, the 0-1. Pops it up. High in the right field. That ain't going to get it done. That's going to die into the glove. In right field, F9 your scorecard, and the Braves go down quietly. Not what you want heading to the bottom of the 8th, clinging to a 1-run lead, and Chris Sale will be out of the game.
I don't have no friends because I like to be in bed. I'm for the sheets, not the streets, baby.
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, would you mind doing me a favor and putting on your mask? That'd be awesome, man.
Why are you in my car?
Are you an Uber?
No, but you're gonna go with me now.
No, wait a minute, Jesus!
Listen, if you and I are ever on the phone and you hear me say some dumb like, hey man, I'm gonna call you right back. When you hang up that phone, just go on about your day. Don't sit around holding your breath waiting on me to call you back, because you'll turn every color of the rainbow right before you meet your maker. I'm not playing. You think it's a game? The best time to call my phone is text message.
It's hard to compare errors now, but I also think that balls are go a little farther. I won't say juiced. Most of the parks are smaller, but players today are bigger and stronger than before.
The ball may be juiced and some of the players may be juiced. I was trying in a general sense to call attention to the fact that this stuff just doesn't make sense. And this was the part that I found especially galling. People throughout baseball who pride themselves on knowing the difference between the split second it took Bill Mazeroski to turn a double play as opposed to the average second baseman, who pride themselves on knowing when a guy's arm angle comes down ever so slightly because he's fatigued in the late innings, who notice if a guy has moved half a step in or half a step back at third base. They didn't notice a damn thing when guys showed up looking like they'd been inflated with bicycle pumps.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, here we go. Chris Sale's out of the game, up to the Braves bullpen. And Daysbel Hernandez will begin the track. Hopefully, a clean inning. We can turn it over to Eyeglasses, maybe get an insurance run and get out of this. Hernandez with the 1.89 ERA. But he'll be effectively wild. I mean, he's got 13 strikeouts in 18 innings, but he's also got 11 walks. He likes to dance in danger. First pitch on the way, nowhere near the zone. Slider in the dirt, 1-0. The 1-0. Brings it. Down and away, 2-0. Two-0 count. Swing and a miss, 98 up high, 2-1. For those of y'all who may be new to the country club, if you look into your perks, you can hit their emojis available to you that aren't available to others with Braves stuff all over it. The 2-1, nowhere near the zone ball, 3-1. So 3-1 count. Daysbel flips a slider in there, 3-2. Full count. Pitch, nowhere near the zone ball, 4. So the Daysbel immediately comes out of the pen and walks the leadoff batter, walks the tying run, walks the man to first base, and in a 2-1 game, another big mistake out of the pen. See if he can get out of this jam, but he likes to create these jams almost. He just enjoys pitching through fire. Not really someone I would prefer to see in the 8th inning, to be honest, because he has too many ducks on the pond all the time. First pitch to Rafaela is popped up. It's a bunt attempt back behind home plate. It's 0-1. The runner took off on the play. He's lucky that ball didn't get caught. It popped up. If that bunt is caught, he is going to be cooked because he got an enormous lead. Daysbel didn't even look. I mean, he was starting in his stretch, and the runner, and they're going to throw it over to first. Man, that was close. That was really close. Hamilton is the runner for Narvaez. If you're wondering why the catcher's over there trying to steal, it's not the catcher. It's a pinch runner, the 0-1. I don't know what that was. Fastball out of the zone. Murph dropped it, and they got second base stolen. So that'll be on Sean Murphy, another stolen base on Murphy. He couldn't find the glove. He couldn't find the handle. He was in the glove the whole time, and anyways, bobbled it, dribbled it, and now the tying run is the 1-1. Did he go around? He checked down the first base line. He said he didn't. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Got to keep an eye on that runner at third, too, a second, because he is thinking about going to third. The 2-1 four-seam fastball, swing and a miss. It's 2-2. You got the top of the order due up after this. I would think there's a lefty warming up in the pen that they haven't peered down there because the 2-2 rifled foul out of play. Duran is due up, and then Devers. And I can't imagine they would want for Devers to be on with the tying or go ahead run on. The 2-2 down and away, full count. So Daysbel once again wild as all can be. Can't find the strike zone. He's already walked a batter. Has not recorded an out. He's got a full count. Runner at second. Nobody out. The pitch. Swing. Bangs it over to short. Allen's got it. He's got a long throw to make. He'll just get him. Good throw by Allen. My word, was that a good play. He gave it all he got and fired it across the diamond and got the runner by about a half step, one down. That was an enormous play by Allen. Get your first out of the inning, and with the runner on second, you can get this next out. You might be able to get out of this mess. You had to go deep in the hole on that for those of y'all listening on radio. Duran steps to the plate, first pitch. Fastball up top, intercut. It's 0-1. Four-seam fastball. The one advantage that Daysbel has, most of these guys have never seen Hernandez. And the ones that have seen him very, very little. The 0-1 count. Swing and a miss, 99 up top. It's 0-2. What drives you crazy about Daysbel, he's got good stuff, but his control is just all over the place. The 0-2. Still wonder when they'll finally bring up Kimbrel. There's got to be a reasoning. I don't know if they didn't want to use him in Boston because Little House of Horrors for him there in Boston. I don't know what the reasoning is. The 0-2. Swing, fist it back, foul. Will do it again. This seemed like the series you would see him towards the end of the 17 consecutive games without a day off and get a fresh arm in there. He's been pitching lights out down in the minors, if you're wondering. The 0-2, down and in, slider, nowhere near the zone, 1-2. That time the runner faked like he was going to third. He got a pretty good jump there. You got to keep an eye on that. The 1-2 count. The pitch in the dirt. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. 2-2. You got a mess here because if they were to get Duran here, let's say on a strikeout, then you got a decision to make. Do you walk Devers and put him on first, but then that brings Alex Bregman to the plate? You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Big strikeout by Hernandez, 2 down. I can't imagine you're going to let Hernandez face Devers, so you either walk him or you go get a lefty out of the pen. And then, of course, if the lefty out of the pen can't get Devers, then he's going to be facing the righty. So it's going to be a mess. Well, they are going to let him face Devers, so first pitch on the way, swing, fouls it back, it's 0-1. It's a bold strategy here, Cotton. We'll see how it turns out. Best hitter on the team, left-handed batter, up against Daysbel Hernandez. If he gets a hold of one of those, Red Sox will take the lead. Time is called. Hernandez didn't see the motioning by home plate umpire Quinn Walcott, and he started his windup. He didn't see that he already gave Devers the timeout. Devers is laughing, talking to Murphy and Walcott. He's probably trying to say something to the effect of, "You're going to get me killed doing it." The 0-1 in the dirt. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. 1-1. Yeah, Lab, we're not talking about bringing a lefty to face him. We're talking about probably just putting him on base. The 1-1 count. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. But he hits right, he's much better. But any way you look at it, the game on the line, you're kind of in a pickle because you don't really want to put an extra batter or an extra runner on the base, because then if you bring in, then when you go to face Bregman, if he tees one up, then you really got a mess. The 1-2 rips it over to first, but right at Olsen. He'll step on the bag, and whoo! We got out of that one. We'll be back in a flash. Let's get some runs, Braves country. My word, this is nerve-wracking.
Hey, can somebody explain to me why we can't even give away a used mattress, but we'll spend $300 a night to sleep on one at a hotel?
One of the things I really love about mine and my wife's relationship is the fact that she told me we ended up together because she manifested it. I love that, because nothing makes a fella feel better than knowing some she-shaman meddled with free will by means of witchcraft in order to find a mate. And unlike the rest of us, who have to attract people by earnestly flirting and by exercising caution in order to suppress red flags, this witch lit a sage stick and prayed to Venus for my weenus. And so there I was, sitting at a bar with my plentiful 20s, completely oblivious to the fact that I'm about to be blindsided by a Bette Midler spell that some date snake conjured up by doing crystal math and some Drew's my boo voodoo. And so I love my wife, and she is my soulmate. But I'll never know if it's me saying that or if it's some lemur demon who's got a hold of my boy loins just making me move it.
As the memory of the crippling strike of 1994 faded away, baseball's popularity surged, but rumors and suspicions about performance-enhancing drugs kept surfacing. Over the years, A few sports writers and broadcasters had tried to call attention to steroids' infiltration of the national pastime, but nothing was done, and doping became an open secret in the game.
I don't think a bunch of owners or general managers got into a room and they said, we got a great thing going here. Turnstiles are humming, fans love it, let's not do anything. I think what happened was when they were clued enough into what was happening, it was already too late without really getting their hands very dirty. Cleaning it up meant taking down the biggest players in the game. And that was an undertaking they weren't going to touch until somebody made them touch it.
Braves country, welcome back. Grab you an armchair and a cold one. We got one more inning. And the game is on the line. 2-1 your score. Braves head to the top of the 9th inning. First pitch on the way is a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. Marcell Ozuna, who's 0 for 3, stands at the dish. The 1-0. Slider misses, 2-0. Liam Hendricks, who's a feel-good story if there's ever been one, is on the bump. He's fought cancer and major injuries to get back to the majors. The 2-0, 95 misses high and wide, 3-0. Former closer for the White Sox. 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. 95 just smacks the black on the outer edge. It's 3-1. New York Yankees lead the Mets 6-1 there in the 7th in the Bronx. 3-1. Outside, high and wide. Ball 4. So Marcell Ozuna will head on down to first. And that's not nothing. See if they may pinch run for him. Make sure you tag the bag, Ozuna. Don't be like Sanchez out in Miami. It'd be interesting to see if they actually pinch run for him. They could be playing conservatively, thinking that I don't see a move yet as the first pitch on the way to Matt Olson's pop back foul. It's 0-1. If you think this thing could possibly go to extra innings, you got a different approach to it. You don't want to lose the stick of Ozuna. The 0-1 to Olson. 2 for 3 of the solo shot. 96 high and wide, 1-1. We could use a multi-homer game from Mr. Olson about now. 1-1 count. Olson now batting .222 as Liam steps off the bump. That'll be considered a move. 1-1. They set up outside. Here's the pitch. It goes inside. Slider misses. 2-1. Two-one count. They set up outside again. Swing and miss at the slider around his toenails. 2-2. Not sure what Olson thought he was going to do with that pitch if he got a hold of it other than dribble into a double play. Ozuna at first, nobody out. Top 9, leading by 1. The 2-2. Smacks that foul over the third base dugout. If you're just joining us, the Braves scored their only 2 runs in the second inning. 2 solo shots, one by Olson and one by Murphy. Garrett Crochet pitched a good game as the 2-2, swing and a missed strike 3. He'll go sit on the pine, 1 away. Braves have scored 2 runs as Boston has scattered the 7 hits to keep them at just 2 runs. Boston has gotten 5 hits. Their one run is a solo shot as well. And now they are going to pinch run for Marcell Ozuna. That's strange strategy there. You wait to see if there's an out. Luke Williams will be the batter. Sean Murphy, or is it Luke Williams the runner, Sean Murphy the batter. First pitch, 95 at the knees. 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Standing on deck is Ozzie. Harris in the hole. The 0-1 from Hendricks brings it. Swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. Murphy homered and then singled to left. 2 for 3 on the day. Batting .237. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. There's a lefty warming up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. You got to figure that is intended for Harris. The 1-2 count. Chopping that one foul. Braves 2, Red Sox 1. 1-2 to Murph. Hendricks leans over, looks in as they set up inside. Swing, chops it over to third. He's going to have to go over to first for the throw, 5-3 putout. Williams gets down to second, gets into scoring position. They were not going to have much of a chance of getting Williams. He took off on the play and had already rounded second. And that'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. They're coming out there to chat with Hendricks. It'll be the pitching coach once again, Andrew Bailey, out there to chat with him. I'd say this is going to be Hendricks' last batter with the lefty warmed up in the bullpen. He looks like he's ready to go. And Michael Harris standing at the on-deck circle. So here we go. Luke Williams at second, 2 outs. The infield is back and to the right. Here's the first pitch from Hendricks. It is a fastball up high. Did he go around? He said that he held up. It's 1-0. Third base umpire Adrian Johnson waving off the appeal. The 1-0. Inside, ball 2-0. 2-0 count. Ozzie 1 for 3 on the day with a single, raising his batting average to .219. The 2-0 right there for a strike, kind of a half-hearted check swing, but it hit the zone. 2-1. The 2-1 down and away, ball 3-1. Changeup misses off the plate. Excuse me, that was his sinker. So you got a 3-1 count now. Liam's got to know this is his last batter. So whatever he's got left, he's going to muster up. Doubt they let him see Harris. 3-1, down and in, ball 4. They're going to say he went around. Ozzie doesn't like it, and he's giving some flack to home plate umpire Quinn Walcott. Take another look. He held up. That's a bad call, but there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, payoff pitch, inside, ball 4, and that one was a ball, and Ozzie stared down the umpire. I think he might have said something. Cora's come out to make the pitching change like we expected. We'll be back in a flash. First and second, 2 outs. Michael Harris coming to the plate. On this date, 1912, the National Commission suspends Detroit outfielder Ty Cobb, barring him from playing this season due to his attack on Claude Lucker, a handicapped fan, 2 days ago. In support of their teammate, the Tigers go on strike to protect the decision, which will end after 1 game with the reinstatement of the Georgia Peach. On this date in 1939, 4 years after the senior circuit began playing evening games, the American League plays their first night game when the Cleveland Indians beat the Philadelphia A's in front of 15,000 hometown fans, 8-3. Unseasonably cold temperatures in Philadelphia are responsible for the small crowd, which is about half the expected attendance. And on this date, 1970, during a game against the Giants at Dodger Stadium, Alan Fish, sitting with friends from the Poinsettia Playground in the second row, seats along the first base line, is struck in the head by a foul ball off the bat of Manny Mota. The 14-year-old boy will pass away 4 days later, becoming the first fatality resulting from a batted ball in Major League history. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Well, here we go. First and second, 2 outs. Money Mike coming to the plate. Braves lead it by just 1. We're in the 9th inning. And the left-hander coming on, firing his final warm-up tosses. Brennan Bernardino, the 1.65 ERA, 16 strikeouts, 3 walks. Tough customer. So we'll see if Michael can maybe get the bat to ball on one of these and send it down with Luke Williams at second. Anything that gets down should score. And anything that gets into the gap, especially in Fenway, is going to score too. If he gets in that deep corner, Michael could be off to the races and back home. Lefty, first pitch in the dirt. It's 1-0. Good block by Wong, the catcher, keeping the runners at first and second. Infield is backing to the right, so if Harris can punch one to the left side of the infield, Alex Bregman is essentially over there by his lonesome. He's about 10 feet off the third base bag. There's nobody else over there. The 1-0 floats off the edge, 2-0. Standing on deck, Stuart Fairchild. You wonder if they may go to a pinch hitter at that point. The 2-0 flips down and away. 3-0. If Harris can come through with the big hit here and extend the lead, they may keep Fairchild because they want his defense in the game. 3-0 count. Off the plate, ball 4. So we're going to find out now because the bases are loaded. Money Mike draws the walk, and let's go, Braves Country.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
It will be Fairchild with the bases juice. Ducks all over the pond. First pitch on the way, misses. It's 1-0. Maybe we'll draw a walk for an RBI. The 1-0. Right there at the knees, 1-1. One count. Fairchild 0 for 3, batting 103. Swing, fouls that back. It's 1-2. Braves down to their last strike here in the inning. Bases loaded. 2 outs, a 1-2 count on Fairchild. Bernardino. This is green glove matching the green jersey and hat. Time is called by Stu. The infield is back into the left, playing Fairchild to pull. I'm not sure about that strategy. He's not much of a pull hitter, but they might be doing what the Braves do, just kind of generically play everyone to pull. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Man, if you're Stewart, you got to stick your foot out there and get that ball hit you in the doozy and get us a run. Braves 2, Red Sox 1. Unbelievable. Braves involved in another one-run game. That's what happens when you don't score runs, I guess. The 2-2, outside wide ball, 3-2. So now the runners will be off to the races. You got a full count and 2 outs and the base is juiced. Anything that gets down with Harris at first, it could score 3. You never know. Payoff pitch, inside ball 4, and that's going to draw a run. Let's go, Braves country. Great at bat there by Stuart Fairchild. Luke Williams comes home to score. And the Braves 3, Red Sox 1, top 9, 2 outs. And that'll bring little Nick Allen to the plate. If there's someone who can draw another walk, it's him. He's usually very... Man, there's another mound visit by Andrew Bailey. What's this like, to actually have a pitching coach go out there and talk to your pitcher every time he's in trouble? Eyeglasses is warmed up in the bullpen. First pitch on the way, down and in. Cutter misses, it's 1-0. You'd love another insurance run. Braves lead by 2. You want all the insurance you can get here in Fenway. The 1-0. Down below the knees, ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 count. If you're Allen, you've got to wait for him to throw a strike before you even think about offering. They do have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Eli White is on deck, the 2-0. 92, top shelf, 2-1. So now you got the wheels turning here in Allen's head. A 2-1 count. Pitch on the way, 3-1. Sinker misses. If you're not dead red, you spit on the next pitch. Because a walk is a run. Nick Allen, as he digs in, the 3-1. High and inside, ball 4. So another great at bat. And the Braves lead it 4-1. 2 RBIs. Extending the lead 4-1, and Alex Cora is going to come out to the mound and take his lefty Bernardino out of the game. He just didn't have it tonight. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Your Atlanta Braves lead this one 4-1, and the bases are still loaded when we return.
And I, we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio
is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help.
Braves Country Radio.
And it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
could join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Welcome back. Braves lead at 4-1. Now bases are still loaded with 2 outs. The Book of Eli due up. They got the right-hander coming in. Face Eli White. Braves trying to take game 1. Of a 3-game set. Birdie, the right-hander, comes in. First pitch on the way, swung on, chopped off inside. It's 0-1. That pitch was off the plate. Nick Birdie with the .54 ERA, 16 innings. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1 from Birdie. Swing and a miss, cutter, it's 0-2. Count. The pitch. Swing, rattles it back, foul. Infield back and to the left. Just a tad, little more of a traditional defense, but they are cheating a little bit to the left. The 0-2. Cutter way outside, wide, 1-2. Same 2 teams at it tomorrow night. Braves and Red Sox. The 1-2. Birdie lifts the glove and delivers. Way outside, wide, 2-2. Two count. Eli 0 for 4. Strikeout, pop out, ground out, line out. The 2-2. Swing, that ball's ripped down the third base line. Just foul. Karam's off the wall down there that jets out. We'll do it again. Tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch. Grant Holmes versus Giolito. The 2-2. Swing, high chopper. Here comes, that's a Baltimore chopper. Eli busting it down the line. They'll just get him. Eli White was busting it down the line. Honestly, if it's not Alex Bregman throwing that ball, he probably beats it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country, leading 3-1. The bullpen doors are swinging open, and here comes Eyeglasses.
You know why no one's loyal and everybody talks? Because people need to get punched in the mouth again. It's crazy how a good punch to the mouth will adjust somebody's attitude.
Look at that baby there with all them big kids. Baby can't talk. Some babies can talk. Okay, up, turn around, sit down. Turn up, turn around, sit down. Where did you learn that at? From school. From the TV too. Stand up, turn around, sit down. You learned that from school. Uh-huh, me too. Who told you that? Did the TV tell you that?
In May of 2002, Jose Canseco, who would later claim that without steroids, he would have never even made it to the major leagues, retired from baseball with 462 home runs. He told the press that 85% of major leaguers were taking steroids. There would be no baseball left, Canseco insisted, if we drug tested everyone, but hardly anyone took his claims seriously. Then, a few weeks later, Sports Illustrated published a cover story by Tom Verducci, which described players taking a wide range of performance-enhancing drugs. In the article, Former Padres third baseman Ken Caminiti confessed that he had taken heavy doses of steroids for years, beginning in 1996, when he had been named the National League's most valuable player.
And what really, really struck me was, first of all, the responsibility that he took for his own career, but also the fact that he had no remorse whatsoever. And that's when it really hit home to me that it was so pervasive in the game that given the choice, he would do it again.
Braves lead it 4-1. First pitch on the way is a ball inside from Eyeglasses. It's 1-0. Bregman, the batter, 1-0. Chop foul off the plate, 1-1. Atlanta Braves looking to go one game over 500 for the first time ever. 89-mile-an-hour changeup, got him on the arm. Bregman will gladly take that hit by pitch and head down to first. He didn't do much of an effort to get out of the way as he got that little arm band. I don't know, did that even get him? Maybe his sleeve. To see a closer. Well, they're not going to replay, but it's extremely close. First pitch on the way to Rev Snyder is a strike on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Rev Snyder 1 for 3 on the day with a solo shot. The 0-1 swung on, banged on the ground. Riley's got it, fires it over to first. And it's a 5-3 putout, one away. Bregman will head down to second, but the Braves will gladly trade the base for an out, leading by 3 here in the bottom of the ninth. Christian Campbell will be the batter from the right side. Braves 4, Boston 1. Braves scored 2 runs in the second and 2 runs in the ninth. Red Sox 1 in the seventh. The first 3 runs of the game by both teams were by solo shots. First pitch is a 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Infield back into the left. The 0-1. Sinker misses. 1-1. Yankees still lead the Mets 6-1 in the bottom of the eighth, and Juan Soto's return to the Bronx. 1-1. Sinker misses well down and away. 2-1. Got to keep that tying run off a base, off home plate. The tying run stands on deck. The 2-1. Swing. Fouls it away. 2-2. 98-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer edge. Two count. Campbell ground out, fly out, and line out. Pitch swung on, chop set, foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. If these scores hold, the Braves will move within 5 games of the New York Mets. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider. 2 away. Kind of a hanging slider, but we'll take it. You know, Campbell had never seen him before, so advantage Iglesias. 2 down, and Trevor Story will come to the plate. Righty-righty. The first offering. That ball is going to get dribbled through the infield, and that's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a run. They'll throw to second to keep the runner at bay at first, but that will bring the tying run to the plate. And Sogard due up. Ball was banged on the left side of the infield. Just past Nick Allen. Sean Murphy going out there to have a quick chat, quick powwow with Iglesias. Ozzie coming to the bump to find out what their game plan is going to be. Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter and Willie Abreu, who's got 11 home runs and a 924 OPS. Yizer. The left-handed bat, he could tie this with one swing. Runner at first, 2 outs. The infield back into the right. The game right now is at the plate. First pitch on the way, 93 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. They'll give a defensive indifference to the runner moving down to second base. Story's trying to keep it out of the force out up there. As he 0-1, fastball up top, it's 0-2. 0-2 count. Righty lefty, here's the pitch. Swing, pops it up high into right field. Coming in, calling everybody off is Stuart Fairchild. And Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Atlanta Braves, just the 5th team in Major League Baseball history to move above 500 after losing 7 or more consecutive games to begin the season. No team has ever finished above 500 that's ever done that. We're all into breaking all those kinds of superstitions and records and trends. We'll see you on the other side. Post-game show coming up right after this. If you're looking for it and you're not a country club member, you can also catch it on Braves Country X on TikTok. We'll see you there.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.